That's a good sound. I'm Mitchell Renz, host of the Raiders Report, and today is Thursday happy hour. Shout out to the entire nation here, and if you're ready to party with me, let me get some me's down below. I don't know about y'all. I woke up today, and I'm excited to go live every time I get the opportunity to sit up here and interact with the best fan base in the entire world. But there was a little bit of part of me that was like, is it game day yet? Like, don't get me wrong. We're going to have a fun show on tap today. We're going to go through a 53-man roster projection after training camp. Obviously, about 48 hours from now, we're going to be here rocking and rolling for Raiders and Vikings. But I'm also going to be talking about the top players to watch in this preseason game. Because one of the things that I hate when people say is, oh, it's just preseason. Oh, it's just this. It's not that important. This is a big-time game for a lot of players out there. This could be the only opportunity that many NFL players get an opportunity to put on that silver and black, to put on that helmet, to put on those shoulder pads. And I know this, once game day happens, this place is going to be rocking and rolling like Patrick! And it stands for bang! What's up, Patrick B? Are we tailgating yet? Mount Raidermore, Patrick B. Yo, I'm ready to pull up today. This is almost like, I told Jeremy, this is like my preseason game today. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to be live. There's going to be 100,000 people watching our live stream on Saturday. That's going to be the #1 most watched live stream on Raiders YouTube. No doubt about it, for Just Win Babies. Today's like me trying to get ready to rock and roll, man. I haven't really gotten too crazy on this show in a while, I feel like, since my bachelor party. And if you want to shout out here on the show, spam Patrick B down below. But bottom line is, I got 2 segments on tap for all of y'all. Today's going to be a fun day. I can guarantee you that anytime I get to hang out with the nation. If you want to get your questions or comments up here on the show, it's hashtag Raiders or Super Chat. Every time somebody bangs here on today's episode, we're going to throw down a beer bong. Shout out to Patrick B, man. Are we tailgating yet? Patrick, are you taking this one down with me? Who's joining Patrick B? The rules of the Raiders Report are as followed. If I'm doing it, y'all got to do it to the best of your ability. If you're over the age of 21, if you're under the age of 21, go get some milk. Milk could actually probably be a bad thing. Milk could probably be a bad choice. Get like a root beer, maybe a Sprite. Water, I hear, is pretty good. Panda Sups might be a hell of a thing to do as well. I got Malachi, Peter Rue. What up, Glenn? Can't get right. All there in the comments. Rebel, Montana. Rebel, I saw you made your reservation. Shit's going to be a movie next Wednesday. Cheers to the nation. Whoo! I'm not going to lie. That one was cold. That one was cold. All right, let's get some questions flowing in here on today's show. Let me at least get one. I see from John Young, should we try to pick another quarterback off a cup before the start of the season? I think one of the issues with trying to pick up a QB right now is they're not going to understand the offense. And, it's just going to be one of those things where, the quarterbacks have struggled a little bit. Glass half full is our defense is just that good. Let's see how the Raiders QBs do up against the defense that isn't a top 3 unit in the league right now. I think it's also that combination of you just kind of sometimes know the guys that are in your room. And with a brand new offensive coordinator in Luke Getsy, and then a defense that's got a lot of, people kind of getting into that third year, defense has a little bit of an advantage. I think the other part that, I've kind of said multiple times, I'm not afraid to be critical of Gardner. I'm not afraid to be critical of Aidan O'Connell. But when you also look at the talent in our cornerback room compared to the talent right now in our wide receiver room with no Devontae Adams right there, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, DJ Turner is our top 3 wide receivers. We still got our good tight end group, but I think that we're putting a lot of big old panic buttons out there on this Raiders quarterback battle. I want to see what it looks like in the preseason, but I don't want Ryan Tannehill. That's probably your only legitimate option out there as a free agent quarterback pickup. Now, I don't know about y'all. I can't wait to go to Raiders practice next Wednesday. Jeremy Chuggs and I are going to go, and if anybody out there wants to some tickets to a Raiders game, maybe you're a big-time baseball fan, I want all of y'all to listen up because shout out to our sponsor, Gametime. Y'all know that Chuggs and I like to go to concerts. We like to do theater things. Well, at least our significant others do. I shouldn't say that. Chuggs loves Adele. And if you're looking for last-minute tickets and that lowest price guaranteed, obviously terms apply, but I want you to create an account with our sponsor, Gametime, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. If you weren't paying attention because you were like, holy shit, Patrick B just banged, I want you to download the Gametime app. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And with the Raiders preseason and regular season right around the corner, Gametime is the perfect app for Raider Nation. I love their last-minute tickets. I love the fact that you can see your views from your seats. Like, one of the favorite parts about the views from the seats is, I'm going to be real with y'all, I don't like to read. In fact, I can't even tell you the last time I picked open a book. But some of the books that I can remember, and the very, very, like, one of the most memorable books I can remember is like, it was like a fish. And it was a giant picture book, and there was a lot of, like, glitter, and it was just I can't think of what the book is. You know what I'm talking about? Bottom line is, though, I'm like a visual person. So you could tell me, Mitch, I'm sitting in seat this, row this, I'm at the 40-yard line. I'm like, all right, I kind of got an idea of that. But I can actually see where the hell I'm sitting. That's a big-time win for me, right? Like, you don't go shopping for clothes and you're just picking up the rainbow fish. Yes. Dude, those pictures to me are still rainbow fish from Brandon Smith. I did the exact same thing to you earlier today. Bottom line is, though, you're going to get a low price. I saw the other day it was like Raiders Vikings preseason tickets for like $12. Lowest price guaranteed. Down there below in the comments and in the description of today's show. I got a question rolling in here from Twitter from Alvarez408. I agree Mayers is a hidden gem. Love low-profile players like him. And my question is this. There has been a lot of... This is supposed to be... Oh, boy. Now, you know what? We're just going to go with the question. Jacoby Myers. Who's going to have more receiving yards this season? Is it going to be Brock Bowers or is it going to be Jacoby Myers? Let me know down below. We'll give some shout-outs here on the show. Taino says Jacoby. I also see this, the Golden Bachelor, Steve L. Bang! Yo, I don't know if I told you. I met Steve L. in person. He pulled up to our Raiders meetup here in Texas at Matito's a few weeks ago. I actually don't even know if I mentioned that to you. I'll tell you this, Steve, I mean this in the most, I don't even care. Like, I was going to say no homo. No, I'm not even going to say that. Steve's an attractive man. He's like 56, 60 years old now, Steve? Like, he looks just like that picture. Bro, I'm telling you right now, if the Golden Bachelor ever, goes and they start looking for, fan bases, you know what I mean? They're like, we got to get a Raider fan married. Steve L's the guy. What, do we host it? I'll tell you this, that would be the career path I didn't think I was going. We're like, all right, we're done talking about Raiders news and rumors. We're just going to try to get our older Raiders Report viewers, we're going to try to get them married. We're going to get together, Steve, we're going to get together 25 Raider fans, okay? You got to send me what you're looking for, and we're going to get 25 Raiders fans together, and we're going to do a show. Raiders Bachelorette. Are you guys in? Give me a Y for yes and for no. Steve L., first bang of the season. Your secret's safe with me, Steve. I know you do plenty of banging. Look forward to what kind of heart this team has. And, one of the things I'll go back to the whole, yesterday I made a video about, J.J. McCarthy, and I took it as he was kind of calling us out. And, I think you can look at it both ways. You can look at it and him saying, Mitch, he's just saying that preseason defenses are vanilla. And I totally get that. But I also don't think that Antonio Pierce would look at us in the eyes right now and he's going to go, yeah, we're going to go out there, we're going to play a vanilla defense. You might not show your entire hand. You might not go and do everything. Quite frankly, I hope that they don't show Minnesota and all of our opponents everything that we have to offer. But I do not think that at any point when they take the field, okay, that they're going to go out there and they're not going to give 110%. And 110% and a Raiders defense led by Antonio Pierce, Patrick Graham, Max Crosby, even if Max isn't playing, he's going to be on the sidelines. There is nothing vanilla about that. And if I'm a coach like Antonio Pierce and I hear everybody talking about our quarterback room, I see that guy with a mustache talking about quarterback panic room, I'm still going to put up that as bulletin board going, hey, they're saying that we're going to be vanilla. I don't want to be vanilla. We're going to go out there and we're going to do some clanging and banging and we're going to hit some people.
If anything, AP's chocolate.
Touche. And Patrick Graham. I mean, you're not wrong. Today's deals here on the Raiders Report. Steve, I'm going to knock this one back for you. We got 100 likes. If we get to 100 likes, we're going to play a little bit of karaoke. So I figured, once the season starts, Chuggs and I, we're not live on Friday because we're off, so we do game day.
You know what I'm listening to right now. I told you the other day. My number one artist at the moment right now. I had you text Alex about her.
Oh, yeah. I'd be lying to tell you I remember.
Can you remember the name?
0%. I'd have to go through my text. There's a 0% chance I'm going to remember that name. So, hey, if you want to hear Jeremy's beautiful voice, we are 14 likes away from that.
I'll do 100 likes. I'll do a rendition of one of her songs, and I'll see if anybody in the comment section knows who I'm talking about. Because I cannot get her music out of my head.
I don't know what it is.
Little spoiler as well. She just had the largest concert ever at Lollapalooza.
Really?
Largest ever. It was a midday concert too. And they had over 70,000 people there.
All right. Hey, Yoda says, Chuggs, your mic is a little quiet.
Is this better?
Are we better now?
Is this better?
Yeah. See, now
Yeah.
you're good. Yeah, now you're definitely good.
Me.
All right, today's Super Chat deals are as followed. Again, it's Raiders Happy Hour. Every 5 that comes in, we do a beer cheers, which if you don't know what a beer cheers is, it's like, think about it. You're hanging out with you and all your buddies, doing a nice little cheers up to that. If we were drinking together a Raiders game, we'd all be sitting down and have one. $20 Super Chat is the shot wheel. I'm not going to tell you what's on the wheel. Though, looking at what some of these things that we have over there, I'm almost hoping for tequila. Though, the Hawaiian looks good. Everything else, I'm not excited about.
Yeah, I mean, I have to throw in something decent.
There's some curveballs in there. I mean, the tequila, I would say, is like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's going right down the throat. Giggity. Then the Hawaiian, all right, for me personally, that's like somebody serving it up on a tee. The other 2 options you got over there, no bueno. And then what? We got Fireball, too.
Yeah.
Yikes. Every hundo is a beer bong and a bang. Whoever the MVP of today's show is, which right now it is a tie between Patrick B. and Steve L. I'm going to wear your jersey on Saturday when the Raiders take down the Vikings.
Well,
if anybody else sends in a 500, we have, 2 people in the Gong Gang right now?
Yeah. Well, and actually, you just said something that was wrong.
100 for a beer bong, 500. Touche. Justin Afton Bang! All right, Justin, touche. Mount Raidermore pulling up to the scene today. This one could get dicey. This one could get a little dicey. Avjin, cheers to you, brother. Avjin sent me a picture last night, and he wanted me to tell all of y'all big thank you to Raider Nation. And, Avjin, he went wild in December. He went wild in January. He was a big part of our bang competitions there. Got it going. But Avjin, when he first started watching the show, and, please correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, he owns a plumbing company, and he had about 30 or 40 reviews on it. And one day I go, hey, if the Raider Nation could show some love to Avjin, we're all family here. We're going to help each other out. And we did a show literally dedicated to Avjin and his plumbing company. And he sent me a picture literally last night, and they just crossed 300 5-star reviews, which is one of those things where I know that we've been able to, create a platform here, and I want to do a better job this season. Don't get me wrong. I can get down, and we can do beer bongs. We can do a lot of that silly stuff, which I like doing. I like being able to do this stuff with y'all.
You're a silly guy.
But then also, I like being able to help out a Raider fan that owns a company, give them some 5-star reviews. I had somebody send me, they are famous for Birra Tacos. They've heard us talking about them. 80,000 followers on IG. They want us to go out to California and try their tacos. when you see the pictures of these things, they're going to blow your mind. On top of that, though, Abden just crossed 300 5-star reviews on his plumbing company. I had one the other day was for LA Crash Dog, right? When we did the Save a Warrior project, we raised thousands of dollars there. So, I think it's really cool when we do that type of stuff. Today, our MVP race is as followed. Abden and Patrick B., they are tied with 1. Tie goes to Mount Raidermore. Steve L. is in there as well with a bang. Whoever bangs the most today.
I should have put T1 for both.
It's okay. Yeah. Whoever bangs the most today, I'm rocking your jersey Saturday against the Minnesota Vikings. How many people are going to be hanging out with Jeremy and I on Saturday?
Hopefully everybody.
Because I also got to tell you guys this. We got a really, really cool giveaway. How about that? Well, if you watched our show earlier today.
We'll tell them later in the show.
Later in the show? Okay, fair enough.
It's coming up.
Let's go to Nacho Libre. He said that the biggest loser for the Raiders is offensive coordinator. I don't think he makes it till Thanksgiving. So you're saying Luke Getsy's not going to make it till Thanksgiving.
That's going to be an awkward dinner for him.
Probably. Yeah, it's a really awkward one.
Can you pass the stuffing? I know you're not good at passing, but can you pass the stuffing?
Dude, that's funny. All right, you should just run it over here. All right, who was the Raiders' biggest loser from training camp? One of the things that I talked about today early in the morning, Chuggs and we came in, filmed the show, Raiders training camp winners and losers. And, let's be real. I want to talk more about the winners, and there's always, the glass half full. I mean, that's what the offseason, I think, is about. But we also have to be honest with ourselves, and I think being able to have conversations that are maybe negative towards the team, but, we got to be able to have them, right? That's what this show here is a little bit about.
That makes sense. If you watched the video that went out earlier today, JPJ was on that list, and it's not because he hasn't played well. It's because he hasn't played. So the best ability is availability in the NFL. There's been plenty of guys who could have been really good, had a lot of talent, but just couldn't stay out there on the field. I mean, one that comes to mind every time I think of it, running the Texas channel, Will Fuller, the wide receiver.
Oh, dude, he was unbelievably
I know
talented.
you're a huge fantasy guy, so you know a lot about him as well.
So
if he was healthy.
The year Will Fuller had 18 catches and 7 touchdowns was also when, Watson was also really good. I had a fantasy team, and I know a lot of people didn't really know who I was back in my old fantasy football days, but I know you guys use the company SleeperBot for fantasy football. They're one of the best in the biz. Well, SleeperBot used to pay me and to do pros versus Joes tournaments against fans and stuff because I used to write for SleeperBot, fantasy footballers, Fantasy Pros, a lot of these other companies before I started working here at Chat Sports. And SleeperBot, they're one of my best. Those guys, I was on their stream, platform when they had 2,000, 3,000 followers, and now they've been able to blow up and get big. If you're going to play fantasy football, go on SleeperBot. Anyway, I had a team one year, and I was undefeated in fantasy football. And I've never been undefeated. I've never had an undefeated season. Lost in the first round of playoffs, but in that year, I had Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller. They were cooking. Ended up getting hurt in the middle, but my team was so stacked that I was able to get lucky, win a few games. And when I tell you my team fell apart down the stretch, absolutely just fell apart. But there was a stretch there because it was the league that we did was a 2 QB league, but you could – and there was so many teams in it. There was 16 teams, so not many people had 2 really good quarterbacks. I actually forget who my other QB was, but I had the stack.
Kurgan said my first Chat Sports experience was with Raider Nation, Mitch.
Kurgan no shit.
Cold.
I'll tell you what, Kurgan, you're somebody who is a absolute legend around here at Chat Sports. When Kurgan gets mentioned, I'm just telling, a lot of people, we have Mount Raidermore here, Kurgan, which is essentially the people who I think have done the most to help this channel grow. I think you also look at it from
views, likes. They're
comments,
always around, comments, just always around.
People who are just rocking with us. The Silver and Black Hills is another thing that we have. Kurgan right now for our Steelers channel, for all y'all that don't know, and even the other day on Texans, he does so much. So anytime anybody sees Kurgan here in the chat, make sure you show them some love.
Evil Mitch, rank the top 5 defensive teams in the NFL and be honest. This one's a good one. I think you were right. The Raiders are top 3.
I would say, and if I look at it off the top of my head, I think the Steelers got to be in that list. I think the Baltimore Ravens got to be in that list. I think the 49ers have to be in that list. The Las Vegas Raiders have to be in that list. Off the top of my head, besides that right now, I can't really think.
Who'd you say?
Well, I can't really think right now because...
You said the Raiders.
Yep, Ravens.
49ers. I think
Browns, Steelers.
Browns have to be up there.
I think...
Texans are good, but their secondary just worries me too much. I don't know how they're going to be on the back end.
I mean, the Texans have a good defense.
Not top 5.
No.
Not top 5.
I think they could have top 5 offense this year, though, legitimately.
Yeah. You know who's a top 5 guy right now?
Yep. Chance! Tastic! Bang! 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 Oh, shit, Chance!
Looking forward to Saturday, fellas. Today is going to get wild. Mitch, you better buckle up.
Buckle up, man.
Please leave your feet and hands inside the vehicle at all times while we bang for Chance-tastic.
All right, when you're on like a roller coaster and they tell you to buckle up, have you ever been in a roller coaster where it's only a buckle this way?
Oh, I hate it.
Like, if I'm getting in a roller coaster, I want one of these.
I was thinking.
I want one of these.
When's the last time you've been on a roller coaster? I haven't been on a roller coaster in probably like 7-8 years.
So one of my buddies, he works at PFF and Fantasy Pros. Shout out to Andrew Erickson. If you guys ever see any fantasy content, that's one of my really, really good buddies from back in my days when I used to live in Boston. He's got now like 50K followers on Twitter. He's absolutely killing it. But he came down to visit me in Dallas, and there was a time where he wanted to work here at Chat Sports. I really wish we would have hired him. And he brought his younger brother down. We went to Six Flags, right? Is that Six Flags is down here?
Yeah.
Really close? It's like 30 minutes away?
We have a Six Flags here.
Went to Six Flags, and I went on like 3 or 4 roller coasters, and I haven't been on a roller coaster. I would have been probably like 26 years old, 25 years old at the time. And where I'm from, in central Pennsylvania, there's this place called Knoebels. And Knoebels is the world's largest free amusement park to get in. So you can get in for free.
Are the rides cost money?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's really get you, right? But you can go in and but you could still like walk around, like it's cool. Like I love like carnival food.
So that's what I grew up right next to. Anybody who's ever been around the Houston area,
missed the chance.
You've probably heard of a place called the Kemah Boardwalk. I know Tyler's not here. I know Tyler Jones and his family actually went there this past month. But Kemah Boardwalk's the same way. You get on for free, but every ride you have to have like tickets to get on.
But, like, those are wooden roller coasters.
Yes, same.
Okay, so wooden roller coasters beat you up a little bit more.
It is brutal.
They beat you up a little bit.
You think the chairs here are bad.
Dude,
wooden roller coasters will do it, too.
The wooden roller coaster, the Twister, the Phoenix. But my point was, I haven't been on a roller coaster like that was a steel roller coaster in probably like 10 years or so. So when I went on that roller coaster, I was like, I got sick after 4. Not throwing up, but I was definitely... I'm not a kid. I'm not a kid anymore. I was little woozy Bert.
I think because we haven't done it yet, and he just went crazy. Why don't we do the wheel? A little wheel action.
All right. What the hell's on this wheel again? Oh no. Chuggs Pepto shot. Let's go.
Why would it
not? Chuggs Pepto shot.
Mitch was like, should we add Pepto to it just
nausea,
to be funny?
heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Mitch was like, should we do Pepto just to like be funny?
Well, I said this. I said if we add everything else, what are the chances that it lands on Pepto? Right now, the answer is 100. Does Pepto do anything to your stomach, though? Like, I thought it was supposed to help it.
It's supposed to help it.
Like, it's not going to be one of those things where you're like, randomly, 30 minutes into the show, I'm getting ready to...
I hate Pepto, though. Like the taste
I'll also
of it.
say that's 2 years old. I'm going to say this right now. If you look at that expiration date, it's probably...
Honestly?
Do you think it expires?
I think, like, it helping your stomach, maybe, like, the effectiveness of it, but
Is it going to make you shit your pants, though?
No,
Like, we're going to be halfway through Raiders' 53-man roster. I'm going to be like...
It's actually not expired yet.
Really?
It expires 10-2024.
He's like August 9th, 2024. That's crazy. Kurgan! Kurgan from my Raider brother. Dude, shout out to you, Kurgan. You're a freaking legend here in these streets.
I can't get out of my head every time I have Pepto.
Gary Davidson wants me to eat the chip.
It just smells like chalk.
It does smell like chalk.
It smells like sidewalk chalk.
You know what I think it smells like? It smells like if you were to melt down the little heart-shaped candies that you'd give out at Valentine's Day.
Those. Those are the worst.
You know, it's like, I love you. Can we do butt stuff? Like those hearts, you know what I mean? Maybe we get different ones for our significant others, but those are the ones I usually give Alex.
Okay.
That's like me with the Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
All right. Gary Davidson says, eat the chip. Gary, I haven't eaten the chip in a long time. How many people were watching the show when we did take down the chip? It was the hottest chip of all time. Literally, it's the hottest chip in the world. How many people want to see me eat the chip again? I'll put out a deal today. If you guys want a deal for it, I'm going to put a deal out for it. It's going to be a high number. I'm going to warn you, but I'll do it.
We got to 100 likes.
All right, what song? Chuggs is going to sing here. I got a question coming in from Hit Squad. Can't see him going to the Raiders. The quarterback situation is very unstable. He was talking about Brandon Ayuk on Twitter. And a reminder, if anybody wants to get questions, comments on the show, tweet at me, use hashtag Raiders, and I'd be more than happy to put them up here on the show. Where will Ayuk play this season? Let me know down in the comments section.
All right, let's see if this jogs your memory at all. From who I was telling you, I'm listening to her songs. They're all over my Instagram Reels, TikToks, whatever.
Okay.
And like I said, biggest show ever at Lollapalooza.
Let's hear it.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
This one takes some vocals. I'm having wicked dreams of leaving Tennessee. Here's Santa Monica. I swear it's calling me. Won't make my mama proud. It's gonna cause a scene. She sees her baby girl. I know she's gonna scream, God, what have you done? You're a pink pony girl, and you dance at the club, oh mama. I'm just having fun on the stage in my heels. It's where I belong, down at the Pink Pony Club. I'ma keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. Dude, that song. Fire. And I think USA just won. We're all the back. Did USA just win?
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have no idea what that was.
Dude,
I have no idea what that just was.
Dude, they love that song.
If you guys want to unsubscribe and never come back, I won't be mad. I'm going to be honest. Quite frank, I might unsubscribe.
Chase, I told Mitch.
I still don't know what you just sang.
I told Mitch, I promise you, Alex's friends know this song. They are jamming it.
That's the first time I've ever heard that song.
At the Pink Pony Club. Oh, dude. That song is just stuck in my head. Gary said, no, Chuggs.
I don't know what that was.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, man.
Caleb?
What's up, Caleb Tarr? Wearing a Raiders jersey to my gig in OKC on Saturday.
Let's go.
What's the gig? Give me some deets.
Did you get the job?
I know I probably won't be able to go because the Raiders have a game and I got to do my own thing and I got to work. But if you're doing gigs in Oklahoma City, one of my good buddies, actually my tattoo artist, the guy who did these two tattoos and then the guy who did my Al Davis torch on the back of my leg, he's a big OKC guy. He owns a tattoo parlor in there and he's always been like, yo, like, would you ever come to OKC? That way I could show you the studio up there. But if you're doing gigs out there and you give me enough heads up, bro, I would love to pull up. That'd be dope.
Let me know.
I'm telling you right now, I'm banging, though. I'm banging at your event.
It very split in the chat.
Yeah?
Do you like Chapel Roan? Yes or no? Give me a yes, give me a no. Or you have no idea what I just said.
Ron Raspberry. What did I just tune into?
Ron,
I don't know. Ron, I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
Taino, my guy we're going to be hanging out with next week, he said immediately, Chapel Roan.
Yeah?
Taino's a big Chapel Roan guy. He knows what's up.
Come on, man.
Taino. Chaperone goes hard.
I don't know. I'm
telling you, Alex's friends,
I'm sure they do.
You would get so much street cred with them if you came into the party.
Something else. You would get so much
street cred.
With Alex's friends if you listen to, what was it, Pink Pony?
If you played Pink Pony Club when you walked in.
All right. Gary Davidson wants me to eat the chip. I don't know if I'm going to eat the chip. I can't eat the chip today, Gary. I'll tell you that right now, because believe it or not, I don't just carry the hottest chip in the world around in my pocket. But you know what, Gary, I will make a deal today for me and the world's hottest chip. I'll do it. I'll make you a deal. Let me get through 2 segments here. Unless we get some more bangs going and then I get a little bit loosey-goosey, we'll get it going here.
Demokes. I just see people talk about Chaperone, Demokes, AOC MVP coming.
Oh, dude.
Never change.
Demokes never change. I actually hope it's like, I don't know if I should say I hope. Week 1, Gardner Minshew gets the start, and Minshew throws for 300 yards. I want Demokes to just be like AOC MVP incoming. You know what I mean? Like, Demokes never change.
I thought this was a good question from Ryan Decker.
What's up, Ryan?
Who gets more sacks this year, Watt or Crosby? He also didn't specify which one, JJ on the Texans or TJ on the Steelers.
You're really big that JJ is going to come out of retirement, which maybe it's true.
Kay Adams was at Texans practice yesterday.
I know.
She talked with Daniil Hunter, and he said specifically, I'm not wearing 99 because of JJ Watt. Those were his exact words.
Now, maybe it's a respect thing, like, who's the greatest Texan of all time?
J.J. Watt.
And I think that's how I would interpret. But then again, the amount of rumors, the amount of speculation around J.J. potentially coming back.
J.J. was like, he didn't deny it. He said, if they need me, I'd be down.
If I'm Watt, if I'm J.J. Watt, I do exactly kind of like what, and I think Raider fans, I hope you understand my connection here. You know when like Richie Incognito's been showing up to Raiders practice and he's been firing up that offensive line? If you said right now, hey, Richie, I'm going to make you a player coach and you're going to be able to coach a little bit, and if we need you, could you suit it up and get out there and go? Richie Incognito would be like, all right, yeah, I'd probably think about it, get out there and hit somebody.
Anthony said David Carr, get out of here.
For J.J. Watt, if you told him right now, like, hey, J.J., you want to be a coach for us, but also potentially play, he's there, dude. He's in shape. He looks like he's ready to go. He wants to hit somebody. And I think like when you can add somebody like that to your rotation, it's not a bad thing to have.
The year he retired,
David Carr is a wild statement.
It's like the year he retired if Charles Woodson was like, do I run it back one more time with the Raiders?
Of course. I mean, you also got to think about it, from Watt's standpoint, this is probably the best team the Texans have ever had.
Yes.
It's probably the best team the Texans have ever had. And for Watt, somebody that obviously wants to win a Super Bowl, I'm not saying the Texans are going to win a Super Bowl, but you got to be able to sit there and go,
Ernesto,
they at least got a shot.
That's the other one, which it's very close because it's hard to say either way because they play different positions. Andre Johnson, obviously the first Texans Hall of Famer ever.
Yeah, but in terms of eliteness. Now, I will say Andre was impacted by the offensive lines and quarterback plays that the Texans had for so many years.
And J.J. Watt could just do, having a defensive lineman who he got second in MVP voting one year behind Aaron Rodgers. He was almost the MVP of the league that year. Had back-to-back years of over 20 sacks.
That's impressive, man.
I mean, that's insane.
He's not as good as Aaron Donald, but it's definitely impressive.
He is better than Aaron.
What's up, Kurgan? Raiders 99. He's on the way. Shout out to Gatlin Guns. Kurgan, you know what, man? I've heard your name a lot in the chat sports streets recently, so I want you to know this. Our office outside is going nuts for this USA basketball game right now. It's got to be a close game. I don't even know what's happening out there.
Raphael, never forget that Cortland Finnegan is Andre Johnson's son. Never forget that.
Never forget. So this is what I'm going to do here for Kurgan. Kurgan is a legend here in the chat sports streets. So, Kurgan, I'm going to put $100 into our duck race. What a great day to be alive.
Dude, I'm getting hosed.
What a great day to be alive. Every time somebody sends in a 20, right now the wheel's hot. Right now the wheel's hot. You got to spin it every time.
It's kind of screwing me right
Since
now.
Kurgan's such a legend here and he doesn't always watch the Raiders Report, I know he hangs out with our Steelers show a lot. Kurgan, this is what I'm going to do. You dropped a $100. I'm going to put $100 into our duck race. And if you don't know what our duck race is, it's a $20 Venmo for a chance to win some money today. Right now, the only person that I see is I got to give a shout out to Jerry Watson. Jerry Watson is in 3 times. So right now, $20 Venmo, you would have the opportunity to win $130. Kurgan, I'm putting $100 of my money in this pot, and let's get this thing stirring a little bit. Let's get this thing stirring a little bit. What, there's 4 minutes left, Raphael? How many sacks for this entire team from Willy Wonka? I'm thinking 60 sacks. I know it's a big number. The Raiders had 44 last season. I have a lot of confidence in Tyree Wilson to take that step. I think Adam Butler is going to be a little bit better. I think John Jenkins could be just as good as what he was last year. You add Christian Wilkins. Max Crosby is better than what he was last year, and I know that might be hard to wrap your mind around, but this defense to me is truly, I really do think, truly the best defense in the NFL right now. USA tying Serbia right now is pretty wild, man. Live Oak, you, sir, are in. And then I see Charles G says, Mitch, get me in that race. I'm going to refresh my phone again. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Gilbert Moreno in. Dungeon, you in. $20 Venmo right now. You would win $170 here on the Raiders Report. Live Oak, you know it's all love, man. I actually, Live Oak, no joke, you're one person that I really want to meet in person. And I want to meet everybody in person. First off, Live Oak, if you could get a picture, Rafael Murillo, get a picture. Raider Hillbilly, can you get a picture for me? You guys can see me. You guys can see Chuggs. I like to be able to sit down and say hi to y'all. But Live Oak, I was talking about you the other day to some of my family members.
Better than the Pepto.
Better than the Pepto?
Better than the Pepto.
And I was saying, there's always this guy on my YouTube stream that just says the most outlandish things. So, setting up the context of how I got into this, somebody, let's just say, made a dirty joke, okay? And I said, basically, yeah, my wife's husband does the same thing. And somebody was like, what did you just say? And I'm like, you ever say an inside joke with your, you ever have an inside joke and you say it to somebody else and, to you it's hilarious, but nobody else gets it because they're not in that joke?
All the time.
I did that from a YouTube standpoint, and I had to explain what happened. It was Ty McPherson. Finally got a pick. Ty, thanks for always having my back on Twitter, bro.
Evil Meech.
Jack Jones, cornerback 1. He is just that good. He's a hungry dog.
I said it the other day, and maybe I was a little too hot with the quarterbacks, a little hot button with my my video I came in for you. But Jack Jones owned that practice. He was the best, including Max Crosby. He was the best player performance at that practice. I'm not going to say best player. Best player performance at that practice was Jack Jones.
And the Raiders cornerback play has been very good. But I'll also say this, and I want to see our Raiders corners. Oh my God, what happened?
The USA just took the lead. They were down 20 and they just took the lead.
They were down 20 and took the lead? Oh no. All right, I'm just going to tell you all this right now. You're going to be hearing a lot of stuff from us probably around some basketball. But I want to see what our corners look like up against legit NFL wide receivers. And Devontae, Jacoby, Trey Tucker are all legit NFL wide receivers. But again, DJ Turner, Randall Keaton, Tula Griffin, Christian Wilkerson, Jalen Guyton. They're going up against a lot of guys that I think would be on a lot of practice squads. So, not taking anything away from them, but I think it's also impacted our quarterback play here a little bit. Let's go to Matt Fluhey, and he's also saying, Chuggs, I need you to spin that wheel again. 2 questions. What is your score prediction for the first game? And are the FUKC jerseys still on the back order? Never got mine. Now give the wheel a spin. How about this? Let me do a double check. I'm going to write it down in my notes here, Fluhey. The answer to that may be yes. I'll also say, from a chat sports perspective, our shipping department no longer works here. So things have gotten a little bit slowed up over the past week to month. We're still a small company, so sometimes, we have some changing parts here and there. But if you ever win something on this show and you don't receive it, be the first person to call me out, because I promise this, I will do right by it. So I wrote down in my notes section, I will double check it, Fluhy, and you will get an FU KC jersey. Originally, though, when I ordered them through Nike, we got a bunch of them approved, and then we got an email like a week later that said that they won't do them for probably obvious reasons. So I did have to find a new provider, but I have sent out already multiple FUKC jerseys. Chuggs, let's spin that wheel. Shout out to Fluhy. Reminder, every 20, we spin the wheel. Come on. Chuggs Pepto. Chuggs Pepto. Chuggs tequila, Chuggs tequila, Chuggs tequila. Dang it. You needed that one.
We ride.
You needed that one.
We ride.
Chuggs needed that one.
Bad.
Bro, if that would have been Pepto again, you would have been in trouble.
Oh, it would have been.
This is my first fireball shot, and I'm not kidding you, probably 2 months. Cheers to the nation.
They're just
Dude, they're rocking out there.
I don't think
somebody find them some work to do.
I don't think we fully answered this question. So I want to ask you your full-on thoughts.
Full on. You want my full-on thoughts?
Full-on thoughts.
All right.
Obviously, you made the short of Ayuk's agent being at Raiders practice.
Which, I'll tell you what, there is something. I'm going to make a quick public service announcement. People comment and clickbait on my videos, whether it's Twitter, YouTube. I do not put out clickbait, and if I keep seeing people commenting on it, you're getting blocked on Twitter, you're getting blocked on IG, I'm blocking you on YouTube, because people in today's day and age are too lazy to actually watch the video, and I don't know how it started. I don't know who's running this whole clickbait train right now, but just because you don't agree with something, or just because it might not be something that you talk about, you can't call it clickbait. Like, we put out a video of Brandon Ayuk being at Raiders training camp. And in the video, I mean, you guys can listen to everything that I say. It's really ticking me off. We put way too much time and effort into this being a content creator. So I'm just telling you, going ahead, going forward, if I see a clickbait comment, you're getting blocked. And that's it. I'm done with it, man. I am done with it. I think Ayuk, though, is going to play with the Steelers. I really do.
Yeah.
It's just been the way that's trending. It's kind of been the prediction that we've had all along, and we're going to keep going with that. Where do you think he's going to go? Do you think he's going to Pittsburgh as well?
I think it's Pittsburgh. I think there could be a sneaky, surprise team. I don't think it's going to be an NFC team. I've said that before. I don't think it makes sense for the 49ers, who they're at the top of the NFC, to make any other NFC team stronger.
Yeah.
That's going to face them. I think they have, right now, one of the easiest tracks to the Super Bowl being in the NFC and being as good as they are. I don't think it makes sense, Washington is out there as a team, some other NFC teams, I don't think it makes sense for them to do that. Maybe a team like the Buffalo Bills comes up and sneaks in. They lost Stephon Diggs. They didn't really replace him all that much. Maybe another sneaky team. I know the Patriots have been rumored to be out.
I don't think he wants to go there, though.
Yeah.
The contract deal that we were told was that Ayuk is 4 years, $125 million. That's kind of the number that he's looking for right now. And, I can kind of get why he wants some of those numbers out there. But to me, I think it is Pittsburgh Steelers or almost bust at this point. The Commanders seem pretty happy with their wide receiver room. Noah, it's a simple message. I think the message is he wants you to spin that wheel. KD just hit a freaking bomb. It's a simple message, and it comes from the heart. Believe in yourself, because that's the place to start. And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day if we can learn to work and play and get along the way with each other. Hey. Noah.
Do you know what? I think I know what that's
What
from.
a wonderful kind of day.
Is that Hey Arnold? Not Hey Arnold.
No, it's not Hey Arnold.
What's it called? Hey, have a wonderful kind of day.
I can hear the song, but
I think it's
can't
just
picture
Arnold.
It. Who?
The show is just Arnold, right?
Arnold? Oh, the guy with the fist?
Yes. I think that's what it's from.
All right, maybe. Now I think you're right. Arthur. It's Arthur. It's Arthur. right? The fist is Arthur.
Yeah, I think that's the theme song for Arthur, right?
Yeah, a lot of people are commenting Arthur. Okay. I'll be real with you. I never watched Arthur. I wasn't an Arthur guy.
I'm going to be real with you. It's okay.
Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? The only other show that I can remember when I was a kid is Franklin. Remember Franklin?
Yeah!
That's devastating. That is Tim Gatlin. I don't know why you're asking me for money, but it's not going to happen.
No. I'll tell you.
What?
It was an accident.
Oh, okay. Never mind, Tim. Never mind. It's all good. What channel is the game on? I do not know. Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Kurgan,
Good.
my bad. All right, so I got to do this, what, Pepto shot? Yikes.
Pepto. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion. Upset stomach, Brandon Jasper. How confident are you in the running back room, especially Zeus? That's a pretty good question.
I am not overly confident. I think I'm right in the middle. I already did a show on this in the offseason, and I ranked the Raiders running back room as the group that I'm the least confident in on the offensive side of the football, which maybe that changes up a little bit at left guard right now just because of the unknown with Jackson Powers-Johnson. But, I'm not overly confident in the running back room. I need to see it. It's not that I don't think that there's talent there, but I am somebody that until I see it, it's hard for me to believe it, right? I haven't seen anything in Zamir White yet. Yeah, he had a good 4-game sample size, but I still want to see it from a longer period to go, all right, that guy fires me up.
I'm still wondering about the Dylan Laube hype because so far has been training camp, and yes, there's been some padded practice, but these are the practices where a guy like Dylan Laube can shine.
USA just won the basketball game.
Spam USA.
Let's get some USAs going, man.
Spam that USA. They probably heard them chanting USA back there.
I mean, they were going wild.
But, it's all unproven, like you said. I mean, the most proven guy is Alexander Madison, and whenever he was the lead back, did not look great in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think it's also about fit, where Madison does work better in a wide zone read system, which is kind of like what the Raiders are going to implement here. 12 personnel is going to help out quite a bit as well, but just because there's unknowns, which is why I'm not that confident in it. If the Raiders' defense is good and we can be a physical football team, and if the Raiders are one of those teams that can go out there and if the silver and black can average right around 4 yards per carry this season, and if you give all of your backs maybe around 20, 25 touches a game, that's really going to help out your quarterback play. It's really going to help out your offense in general. And I think it's going to take some pressure and slow down the game a little bit to keep that defense a little bit more fresh. All right, y'all, let's get into the first segment. Coming up here on today's show, reminder, $20 Venmo, you're in for a chance to win some money. Blaine Craig, Matt Fluhey, Noah Santana. Y'all are all in. Right now, $20 Venmo, you would win $200 here on the Raiders Report. Coming up, let's talk about my 53-man roster projection. Team USA just got a big dub over Serbia and a little bit of a nail-biter.
Yeah, those kids at the donkey farms are definitely crying themselves to sleep tonight.
USA from Kurgan.
USA.
Kurgan.
USA.
Cheers to you, Kurgan. Cheers to the nation out there. The nation right now is USA.
Kurgan, are you pumped for tomorrow? Finally have some action, some Steelers football.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm excited for tonight. And maybe I'm just at that point in the offseason where any football is good enough football for me. But being able to watch 2 preseason games today, can't wait.
Chuggs, you wildin' for saying that. What did I say?
I don't know what he said.
Maybe he's going.
Maybe he's catching
earlier.
up.
Yeah.
Maybe he's catching up here a little bit. That could be it.
Maybe it's the chocolate.
Yeah. Could definitely be it.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, it wasn't not funny. I think it's just like anything. if you're going to go, if you tune into the Raiders Report and you take everything that we say, it's kind of like being to a comedy show. You're allowed to say things at a comedy show that if you said them outside of a comedy show, probably would be questionable, right? Like, let's be real. You go to a comedy show, you got to be an open mind and say, I'm going to hear some outlandish stuff. Doesn't mean that the comedian thinks it's true. Doesn't mean that I think it's true. But in the sense that you're in, you got to be open-minded to laugh. When you watch the Raiders Report, you got to have that open mind that we're going to be, you're going to see some shit once in a while. You got to laugh about it. It's all right.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right. All right, coming up, let's get into our 53-man roster projection after training camp. This is just something that I like to do a lot during the offseason because they're always so different time and time again where, when it was right after the draft, 53-man roster projection. We did another one right after post June 1st cuts. We did another one right before training camp. We're going to do one now after training camp. Obviously, we'll do them after the preseason as well. Cut day is August 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all coming up right now here on the show. You ready?
I'm ready to go.
You ready? Let's ride here on the Raiders Sport 53-man roster projection. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and we're going to be looking at a brand new, updated 53-man roster projection after training camp. Pierce Tom Telesco took the boys out to Costa Mesa and had a beautiful practice there. 11 days spent from, July 20th to August 7th out there. Built a lot of team chemistry. I think a big winner here, honestly, is Pierce and Telesco for going out there and doing that because based on the conversations I've had with some Raiders players, they loved it. They thought it was a great team bonding experience, and it sounds like every single year the Raiders are probably going to do something very similar to that. So what we're going to be looking at here on today's show is we're going to go through from 1 all the way down to 53, the 53 players that I believe are going to end up making this team. I'll show you all the depth charts, show you where these guys are ranked. But to me, the Raiders, we got a game up against the Minnesota Vikings on Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And when these cuts actually have to get down, August 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And training camp's important. The offseason's important. But what these guys are going to do in the preseason, I think, is really going to change some of the projections that I have. So I wanted to be able to make this video before the Raiders preseason happened just to show you how different it is now compared to after the Raiders preseason. And I know that the Raiders are going up against the Vikings, and here's the thing. I wish I was athletic enough. I wish I was talented enough to be able to put on a helmet, put on some cleats, put on some shoulder pads, and go out there and hit somebody at Allegiant Stadium. But you know what? I'm here on YouTube, so I'm going to compete in any way that I can because I'm a competitive person. And we're in a sub battle right now up against our Vikings channel, and it's subs this week. We're playing the Vikings this week, so we got to take them down. And it's a close lead right now. I want to put the nail in the coffin. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and make sure you're tuned in on Saturday when we go live. I'm giving away a Hall of Fame Raiders player signed helmet. Just saying. Let's look at the Raiders quarterback room here. Aidan O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, both QB1s, followed by Anthony Brown, Carter Bradley. I decided to keep 3 QBs on my 53-man, and I got to switch it up here a little bit because recently I've been talking a lot about Carter Bradley, saying this could be somebody that could potentially make the roster. Based off the notes that I've received from Raiders training camp, it's just not going to happen. Gardner Minshew, Aidan O'Connell, Anthony Brown, these are going to be the 3 QBs. I'll also say this, though. I got to a point in this 53-man where I was like, man, oh man, I wish I had an extra roster spot. I might entertain an idea going on a little bit later after the preseason doing a 53-man where I only keep Gardner, I only keep Aidan, and I put Anthony Brown on the practice squad because with the new NFL rules, you can promote that other quarterback to be that third guy just in case. I think AB's done some good, but I don't know if any other team would try to claim him off waivers if he was on our practice squad. Let's go to the running back room now. It's Zamir White, Alexander Madison, Dylan Laube, all impressed a little bit, but I don't think that we can totally forget about Amir Abdullah and some of the versatility that he provides for our offense and our special teams unit. And this is going to be a team that I do think wants to run the football, but here's the thing. You only need to carry 4 backs, and it's going to be the Zamir White on first and second down show. Obviously, Madison in this wide zone is going to get some of his opportunities as well. And then Laube and Abdullah, third down backs, kick return, punt returners, helping out on special teams. All of those guys are going to make some important plays I almost think of like Lauby and Amir Abdullah playing like a Jalen Richard type of role. Let's go to the wide receiver unit now, and there's a lot to be able to unpack here, and I'm also going to just say it from the jump. I had Brock Bowers listed as a tight end. You're not going to see him listed as a receiver on today's show. But to me, and this is where it was tough, okay? And I still want the Raiders to go out and add another talent at wide receiver. I think this is where we're a little bit, lacking in a sense. And this is why I decided to keep 6 receivers, okay? To me, if I'm the silver and black, I'm picking up another receiver, whether I got to trade for one, whether I got to sign somebody, and I'm going to have them compete because Devontae, Jacoby, Trey Tucker, DJ Turner, they're all locks to make this team. Quite frankly, and I'm going to say it right now, DJ Turner is a lock to make this Raiders 53-man roster. Outside of that, though, like Jalen Guyton, Randall Keaton, Keaton's been impressing a little bit, been creating some eyes around him, but I would like the Raiders to go out and add a little bit more talent, and if they add a little bit more talent, if they could only keep 5 receivers, personally, I think that would be the better way to go. I kept 6 just because of the lack there of depth and because I anticipate DJ Turner and Tucker to get a little bit of work there on special teams. So we got the Raiders and Vikings game on Saturday. I'm going to be rocking a Raiders jersey, and for those of you that are watching our live show here on Thursday, guess what? Whoever is the MVP of today's show, which right now at the time I'm making this video is Chance, I'm going to rock a Chance jersey on Saturday. If you're rocking a jersey on Saturday, let me know who you're wearing. Are you going to go with Devontae? You go with Jeffrey Kreischer? Are you going to go with somebody like a Howie Long, a Bo Jackson, maybe a Rich Gannon? I don't know. Any jersey. I want to know who you're rocking on Saturday. Let's go to the tight end room. Maybe you're wearing a Brock Bowers jersey. That's been one I've been trying to hunt down for a while. And Bowers, Michael Mayer, Harrison Bryant, the Raiders listed 12 personnel set as their original depth chart, which featured both Mayer and Bowers as a starter. And, I think I've been a little bit more of the unpopular person to say that I believe that this team ends up keeping 4 tight ends at least because I knew how much that they were going to use 12 personnel. So with that being said, I got Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, Harrison Bryant, and Zach Gentry. Nothing has changed. I think I have done this show maybe 4 or 5 different times this offseason, and I want to say every single time I've had 4 tight ends making this team. Why? I've known all along how important 12 personnel is going to be to this organization. What's really going to be interesting is if they decide to add another due to the fact that they're a little bit worried about their wide receiver depth. Let's go to the offensive line now, the big guys up the middle. Colt Miller, Jackson Powers, Johnson have been battling injuries the entire offseason, and this is probably the spot where I got put in the mental pickle the most because I'm like, I want the Raiders to have plenty of depth and plenty of versatility, but when I went through and I looked through the rest of the roster, I had a little, mental snag where I was like, I got to keep that guy. I got to keep that guy. So you know what? I'm going to go a little bit risky here, but I have the Raiders keeping 8, only 8 offensive linemen. So hear me out. The reason why I'm keeping 8 is because DJ Glaze is a backup, can play right tackle. He can also play your offensive guard positions. Cody Whitehair, he can play your offensive guard positions, also can play center. Jackson Powers Johnson, guard, center. Andres Pete, left guard, left tackle, has also got some experience on the right side. Dylan Parham, very versatile player, can play a bunch of spots on the offensive line. Andre James can play a bunch of spots on the offensive line. Darren Munford can play a bunch of spots on the offensive line. So because of the versatility that literally every single person on screen has, because funny enough, every player that I'm keeping there out of those 8 offensive linemen have played at least multiple positions in the NFL or in college at some point in their career. And due to that versatility, I know there's some injury concerns out there, but you can keep a few extra guys on your practice squad. Maybe you got to elevate somebody. I had to keep 8 in order to keep all the other players that I wanted to on the defensive side of the football. So coming up here next, which defenders made my 53-man roster? I'll tell you here in just a moment. If you haven't downloaded our sponsor, Gametime, what are you waiting for? To me, there's 2 types of people in the world. There's people that pee in the shower, and there's people that lie about peeing in the shower. It's just like there's 2 types of people with Gametime. Either you're smart and you download the Gametime app, or I think you just aren't a smart person if you don't download the Gametime app. So use Gametime. You can get it for concerts, Raiders tickets, and a whole lot more. So Nation, download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. With the Raiders preseason and regular season right around the corner, Gametime is the perfect app for Raider Nation. And I love their last-minute deals, the all-in pricing, seat views, and that lowest price guaranteed. So if you're watching the show right now and you're like, you know what, I would love to be able to go to a Raiders game. Mitch, I would love to be able to go to a concert in Las Vegas. Mitch, I would love to go to an event, maybe a magic show in Las Vegas. Like, I literally think that Gametime was created for people that are going out to Vegas. Because if you go out to Vegas with all these plans, you're probably going to cancel a plan or two. I mean, I feel like every time I go out to Vegas, Chuggs and I, every time we go out to Vegas and we have a bunch of stuff planned, we're always like, we can't make everything.
There's nothing worse than if you're trying to buy tickets from some sketchy guy off the strip. You don't want to do that.
Dude.
They're selling tickets in
It's
one hand.
110 degrees, he's sweating, you're like...
They're selling tickets in one hand, and they're handing out those sketchy business cards in the other. You don't want to do that.
This guy.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Talking about that guy. And you don't want to do that. So, like, I think when you go out to Vegas, you have an open mind, and you're like, all right, I want to go out for a Raiders game, but everything else on my calendar is open, and if something pops up, I'll go to it. Well, that's why I love Gametime, because you could be like hanging out with you and your buddies, and you're like, all right, I got nothing to do right now at 7 o'clock. Go on the Gametime app, and you're like, shit, there's a concert. Oh, shit, the Blue Man Group's here. Oh, like, there's an event going on, a magician show. And you're like, wait, these tickets were originally $100, but because they don't want to have empty seats, so they just want to give them away because they know people are going to buy food, drinks, all that kind of stuff. Dude, you can get tickets that are unbelievably cheap.
2 shows I saw in Vegas using the Gametime app, amazing, Adele, and then Shin Lim.
Yeah,
the magician from America's Got Talent, both saw, using the Gametime app, both amazing.
Yeah, and if you're going to go see Adele, you need to save the money on Chuggs Rules side. Gametime's for Adele. Shout out to Chuggs for getting us set up there. Use the links down in the comments and in the description of today's show. All right, let's keep it moving here. When you look at the Raiders' defensive end group, there's a lot of different moving parts here, and I've talked a lot about, some of these younger guys, maybe like a Ron Stone Jr. potentially make the team. It's also important to note that David Agoa automatically makes it because of the International Pathway Program player. He won't count against the 53-man. The Silver and Black are just able to keep him on the team. Here's where I got a little bit different, though, and this is kind of where I was talking about before, where I was like, man, I want to be able to keep 8 offensive linemen. That way I can keep an extra defensive guy, and I'm going to keep Charles Snowden. And this has been somebody that I have listed as been a winner at training camp, has been a solid player. He also comes from the Chicago Bears, so he's like 6'7", has shown just good versatility, being able to be like a big outside guy, create a little bit of havoc there. And, this is a defense that they wanted somebody long, lanky, and athletic. Again, we had Chandler Jones, not Carl Charles Snowden, Chandler Jones from a talent perspective, but he's like that big athletic freak out there. So when you have Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, Janarius Robinson, and Charles Snowden, I think it just helps you out a little bit more. And when you see the defensive tackles I kept, you're going to go, all right, that makes a little bit of sense there. So now let's go to the DTs. And historically, I have been somebody that likes to keep a lot of defensive tackles because I'm somebody that believes in you got to be able to win up front, and if you don't win up front, you're just wasting everybody's time. So when I show y'all that I decided to keep only 4 defensive tackles, I know some of y'all are going to be like, well, wait a minute, Mitch, let's hit that panic button. The reason why I kept Charles Snowden, and it's the same reason why I was talking about all that versatility on the offensive line, is because I believe Tyree Wilson is going to play defensive tackle and he's going to play defensive end. So instead of looking at it as defensive end and defensive tackle, I'm looking at it as defensive line, and I'm keeping 9 players, where I have 5 defensive ends with Tyree Wilson, just like I have 5 defensive tackles with Tyree Wilson. So, I thought about doing that even with the wide receivers, tight ends with Brock Bauer, but due to the fact that there's some other players that I believe are going to end up making this squad, I wanted to go about it and do it this way. So here's my question with Tyree, because I think with Wilson being drafted number 7 overall, not having the rookie season that a lot of us were hoping for, battled some injuries last season, he's somebody that has got a microscope over him this preseason, this season in general. Do you think that he's going to play more snaps at defensive end or at defensive tackle? I got to give Chuggs his flowers. I think he was the first one on this train way last year and said, I think you should play him at defensive tackle. And now he's getting some work at DT. Let me know down in the comments section more snaps at defensive end or defensive tackle this season for Tyree Wilson. I do think that he's going to get some work at DT, but I do really, truly think that he's going to get more opportunities at defensive end. The Raiders, in terms of that depth chart, John Jenkins is over him. I do think Byron Young's going to be over him. Obviously, Adam Butler as well on top of that. And there's going to be a rotation with Max, Malcolm, and Tyree. A lot of rotations moving out through in and out. If you told me right now Wilson gets somewhere around 500 snaps, I would say 300 of those at defensive end. 200 of those are at defensive tackle. Before we get into the final parts here of our defense and who we're keeping, I do want to tell y'all that we are doing a 2024 kickoff event in North Carolina, and guess what? I'm excited to show y'all what this place looks like because it is flipping beautiful. So it is called the Back Den Bar and Grill, which you can see in the video here. It's going to be an outside indoor type of environment. Chuggs and I, we're going to be live here for the Raiders and Chargers football game. We're going to be here September 7th and September 8th. September 8th, though, is when you can join our free watch party, which if you want to get tickets for, you can go to chatsports.com/week1. We're going to be rocking here. It's going to be a bar, a lot of TV screens. You're going to be able to have a great time. You're going to be able to join the show live up there with us. It's free for all family ages, doesn't matter how old you are. And then on top of that, and then on Saturday, the day before, Chuggs and I, we're going to be playing a little Top Golf in Durham, which I just looked at the other day. Our Airbnb is like really, really close to that Top Golf, so we'll be able to like get there pretty easily. You can enter the raffle and win Saturday, September 7th. That link is chatsports.com/topgolf. So not only are we going to be doing a free watch party on that Sunday, where we're doing tons and tons of prizes. If you also want to have some food, some drinks with my dad, I know he's going to be there at Top Golf. Again, I'm terrible at golf, but I'm down to have a good time. Both of those links are available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. Come hang out with Jeremy and I. We're going to be doing the watch party. We're going to be hanging out for Top Golf. If you enjoy Raiders Friday happy hour, Thursday happy hour, if you enjoy Raiders game day, well, how about this? Pull up. Join us in person. Let's go to the linebacker room now for the Silver and Black. And when the Raiders listed their starting linebackers, they listed two. They listed Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, and then they have, kind of everybody else filling in there. From our graphic standpoint, I think it just looks better when I show middle linebacker and then two outside linebackers. And I just anticipate that this is going to be a team that ends up keeping 5 LBs. And I look at it because you're keeping that other linebacker from a stance of helping out on special teams. With these new kick return rules, there's a lot of unknowns that are kind of being thrown out there. And Tom McMahon, Raiders special teams coach, wants to be able to have more linebackers because the kick return game is a lot closer to running the football than it is like the old special teams rules, which is why I'm keeping Amari Burney. And I haven't heard a lot about Amari. I'm going to be honest. I know that he's a good athlete, and I know that he can be a good gunner, I think, in the NFL. But in terms of outside of that, that's really all that I know about Amari, right? So I'm keeping Spillane, Divine Diablo. Luke Masterson still seems to be slotted in there as the linebacker 3. Tommy Eichenberg, though, continues to impress this coaching staff. He's not the most athletic guy, but he's got it up here. And because Robert Spillane's also kind of that same hybrid of same type of linebacker, I think that's why the Raiders went out and got Eichenberg in the 5th round. Let's go to the cornerback room. And cornerback room is another room that the more and more training camp has gone down, and I keep getting asked, Mitch, are the Raiders going to sign a corner? I don't think that they are at this point simply because of how well Jacorian Bennett, Nate Hobbs, and Jack Jones have looked. Now, sure, they're not going up against the best wide receiver talent with Devontae Adams being out currently waiting for the birth of his baby boy, but this is still a team that's got a lot of confidence, got a lot of swagger, and I see them keeping 6 corners. And if the Raiders decided that, maybe Brandon Facyson isn't the right guy, if you go out and you sign another corner, Fayson's the dude getting cut. If the Silver and Black move on from the veteran corner who's 27 years old, you save somewhere close to just about $2.6 million, which maybe is not a lot of money in NFL terms, but it is some money to at least just go out there and stack up your bread, and that way you can just get ready for another move, maybe another potential extension. Let's go to the safety group, one of the best groups that the Raiders have. I really, really, really tried to keep Jaden Grant on this team, and I actually even flirted with the idea of keeping Grant over somebody like Chris Smith. And for a lot of people that watch this show, you'll know that I've had Smith off my 53-man. I did get a text message the other day that said, hey, you're too low on Chris. And then literally the following day, 24 hours later, the Raiders put out their depth chart, which had Smith over Trey Taylor. They're going to keep Trey. They might keep Chris Smith. Now, again, I think for Smith, he's still got to go out there and he's got to prove it during the preseason. Isaiah's been a hell of a player. Trevon Merrick, Marcus Epps. There is a clear-cut top 3 safeties, and then there is a tier break between Trey Taylor and Chris Smith for being able to get on the field. You're probably going to see these guys work a little bit more, though, in special teams. And then, speaking of special teams, let's go to Daniel Carlson, A.J. Cole, Jacob Bobenmoyer, and that is my 53-man roster after Raiders training camp, which it's kind of mind-blowing that training camp's already done, that the offseason's already over. I'm making this video, and it's already almost the preseason action. Football's just right around the corner. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. And every time I do this show, I'll go back and I'll watch this video and I'll be like, man, I can't believe I left Dalton Wagner off that list. Man, I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for leaving Tulu Griffin off that list. Man, are they sure they're not going to keep somebody like Jordan Meredith? I do it every single time. Let me know down below, who did I leave off my list? I'll see what you guys have to say, and we'll go from there. Now, if you made it this far in the show, always remember that you can follow me on IG and on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. And during game days, I do a lot of live tweeting, and I tweet with emotion. I'm going to warn you right now, just because I'm tweeting it on a game day doesn't mean that's exactly how I feel when I am in a right state of mind. I'm a Raider fan, whether people want to believe it or not, and when shit happens in a game, whether it's preseason, regular season, I am a person that I react and I tweet raw. Why? Because that's, to me, how you should want a content creator to be. I want their raw, real reaction. I don't want it to get it an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later. No. So if you're going to follow me on IG and Twitter, I'm just letting you know, you're going to get the real me during the season. You're going to like it. You might not like it, but always know this. I'm a Raider through and through. I bleed silver and black like all y'all. It's just my emotions you guys get to see live here on social media. All right, we got a question here from OsulCN32. I genuinely am scared of this season and AP's job. Quarterbacks are stinking up the joint. Chuggs, are you worried that AP could potentially lose his job this season? Give me a yes, give me a no, because I'm not. I can't picture a way where AP loses his job.
I can't see it. And
3 wins or less, maybe. But even then, and this is why people are like, oh, you're going to be calling for AP's job. I guarantee you that I don't. Because to me, if I blame anybody this season, it's going to be Telesco. You had money to spend.
That wasn't my answer.
You had money to spend, and you didn't spend it. You knew what your quarterback situation was, and I get it. Didn't quite go the way exactly Antonio Pierce wanted it. If you go back and you watch AP's interview with the pivot, he literally says, worst case scenario is Aidan O'Connell's our starter. Like those are his words exactly. So, I think AP knew that he had a plan. They wanted to go out. They wanted to get Jaden Daniels. They signed Minshew to have that extra competition in case. But I don't think that it's fair to put what Telesco should have done on AP. To me, the only way the Raiders struggle is their quarterback play. That's the only way.
And it's probably not fair to this individual, and we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I think the person who's first to go, and maybe it's not the fair choice and maybe it's not the right choice, is Luke Getsy.
If their offense is really, really bad.
Because I don't see the defense being bad. I see the defense being a top 5 defense.
Yeah,
and I think the first person to go, fair or not, because of what you just mentioned with the quarterback situation, is Luke Getsy. Because, let's be honest, he hasn't been very impressive in his last couple stints. With the Bears, was not good with Justin Fields in that offense.
Yep.
I mean, before, it's really hard to judge because he was the QB coach, but it was Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So it's
I hear you.
It's kind of like McDaniels with Tom Brady. It's
I genuinely think AP is the perfect coach for the Raiders. I think AP is doing a lot of the things that you want to see some of these young head coaches do, and that's bring in some other help. Not be afraid to say, hey, Tom Coughlin, Super Bowl champ, I need some help here a little bit. Hey, Marvin Lewis, yeah, you know what? You're a very well-respected guy in this biz. Hey, let me get some help here.
And Johnny, I see you, and I respect you for that. But at the same time, does everything you've ever said hold up for the rest of your life? Is that what you believe forever? If you think, if somebody isn't doing well and you're like, man, I don't think he's the guy, and he turns out to be good, are you not allowed to backtrack and say, you know what, I was wrong?
And, I think after the Vikings game, I don't think I ever said he wasn't the guy. I questioned it, though, and I think I'm allowed to question it. You're allowed to question whether or not somebody is the guy. And if you left that Vikings game going, AP is definitely the guy, you're lying to me. Where that Raiders game, the Raiders lose 3-0. They also, at this point, lost 3 straight games to the Dolphins, to the Chiefs, and to Minnesota, and it was bad. That was a bad 3-week stretch. Let's be real. It was a bad, bad game. But then they bounced back against the Chargers. You have a big-time game up against the Chiefs, and, that's where, if I tell people, if you're going to follow me on social media during a game day, just know, I'm a passionate person, too, and when you lose 3-0, I'm frustrated, right? I'm a frustrated person in that stint. But then if you're able to bounce back and get it going, then that's okay. I'm telling y'all right now, there's not going to be a time this season, unless AP does some outlandish shit. But I will always say this. I believe AP is the right coach. And I'm not going to make a show saying, hey, fire Antonio Pierce, unless AP does something that every single person amongst the nation goes,
moves Max Crosby to linebacker.
That would be insane. Yeah. If Max Crosby plays linebacker, or if there's times where he's dropping back into coverage, I'm going to be like, what in God's name are we doing right now?
And Johnny, I feel you for that. But also, you have to understand it's frustrating of, somebody hears me or Mitch say one thing, and then the rest of their life, they're like, well, Mitch is this way.
Yeah. And then they might not turn into any other shows, right? Where, I think, and I get mad when people are like, oh, you hate Aidan. You might have just watched the show or two.
Even take it a step further, not even watch the show, just look at the title and be like, Mitch hates AP.
Yeah, it's true.
It's did you even watch?
I think that's probably one of the biggest problems with our world right now.
Mitch legitimately thinks the Raiders are trading for Brandon Ayuk. Did you see his short?
Yeah, it is what it is. But you know what? I think if I'm sitting down with somebody and I'm watching a game, I don't want somebody to sit down and watch a game and then be like, oh, wow, that was a really good play. We were watching that USA basketball game because our entire offense is standing up, sitting in front of that screen, and they're screaming. That's what I want. That's the type of game day atmosphere I look for. I'm a Raider fan, and wasn't born a Raider fan, but I'm a Raider fan from my experience in Oakland. You go out to Oakland, you go to an Oakland game, and you see the way people are acting, you're like, this is me my entire life.
Push! Wah! What is? It's a Raider.
But it's the truth though. And I think people that watch my show, they're like, oh, this guy overreacts a lot. I do overreact a lot because I'm a passionate person. But then also you go out to Oakland and you see that whole environment. You're like, there's nothing but overreactions in the best way possible. And I fell in love. That's real talk, man. Also, if anybody wants a new T-shirt, shout out to, so we're doing the event in North Carolina. The Raider fans out there, they invited Chuggs and I. We're also doing, they just launched a T-shirt. So if anybody's seen I like this really clean white Tom Flores hoodie that people always ask me, yo, where'd you get it? These people made it. Autumn Abyss. If anybody out there has ever seen my Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl shirt, they also made it. So if anybody wants chatsports.com/AP Law is the T-shirt. And the AP Law is this. You showed up. We showed out. New chapter, new beginning. So AP said, you showed up, we showed out. For them, they're launching a brand new Raiders chapter in North Carolina, which is new chapter, new beginning. And I think for a lot of Raider fans right now, you moved on from Gruden, you moved on from Josh McDaniels, and it's time for that new chapter. And if y'all show up, we're going to show out. And I know that the nation always shows up and they show out. The reason why that I love these T-shirts is because they're not, it's like a high-quality fabric. It's something that you would see for a Nike or an Under Armour. It's not. And if you're going to Vegas and it's going to be hot, you don't want a cotton shirt. It's going to stick to you. It's going to be gross. These are lightweight, super awesome shirts. I can work out in these. I can golf in these. I'm a terrible golfer, but I might wear it to the golf event. And then they're awesome, high-quality shirts. If anybody wants to pre-order one, though, it's chatsports.com/AP Law. That link to y'all is in the comments and in the description of today's show. Let's go to Noah. I think Devontae and Luke will have an offense on 1,000. By Game 4 and Game 5, I think Devontae, believe in Luke, will transfer to the rest of the team. You got to get results, right? And here's the other thing about the Raiders those first few games. Chargers defense, I think it's going to be a good defense because I believe in Jim Harbaugh as a defensive mind. The Baltimore Ravens, one of the best teams in the NFL, going to be a good defensive team. You can say what you want about Carolina. Their offense, I think, is going to be a lot better. Their defense still might be a little bit shaky, but that's the team that invested a lot of money this offseason. The Browns, Week 4. The Raiders have a lot of tough defensive challenges early on. I think you're going to see right away how good we are offensively. You're going to get tested right away. To me, if you're not 2-2 out of those first 4 games, that's a failure. You got to be at least 2-2 out of those first 4 games, or else You bury yourself in a 1-3 hole. It's really, really tough to get out of that bad boy. All right, Chuggs. I'm going to go take a quick leak real quick. I'm going to switch up my jersey. If anybody wants a chance to get in to win some money, it's a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. And friendly reminder that we are doing wheel spins. How about this? Chuggs, $10 wheel spins while I'm away.
Okay.
That's the tune o'clock rule. It's a risky one.
Well, I mean, not as much for you because
why?
50% chance it lands on me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But I'll play.
You got to play. You got to play. All right.
You got to pay to play.
I'll be right back.
Here we go. So, get in on the 50-50 raffle. And also, Mitch mentioned it on his show earlier this morning. And this is going to be maybe the last time that you'll get a chance to get in on this. But next Wednesday at Joel's Chophouse, right after Raiders practice, me and Mitch are going to be in Las Vegas. If you're going to be there, don't be square. Make sure you go hang out with us at Joel's Chophouse for the dinner of a lifetime. All you got to do is make a reservation on Open Table, and the owner, Joel, he said he's hooking it up for the nation. So if you want to get in on the best dinner of a lifetime, which actually we have a special guest here, and maybe he can talk a little bit on this dinner because he actually had it as well in Vegas. Rebel's son, Mr. Marshall Green.
I will say this much. I got to go to Joel's Chophouse when the Super Bowl came here. All right, this makes more sense. Joel's Chophouse when we went to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl, and it was literally the best meal I had ever had. We had tomahawk steak. There was a platter of seafood. The key lime pie that we had at the end of dinner was like key lime pie and then another version of key lime pie stacked together. It was a key lime pie smackdown. The best dinner I've ever had. You guys should go. And you can go see Jeremy as well. It's a lot of fun. Joel, really good guy, too. Super good guy. He's going to take care of you. He'll show you love.
Joel was, I mean, all the food there was.
I'm like trying to remember what my favorite thing was. It's like, well, I liked the macaroni and cheese. I liked everything. Everything was good.
Dude, the key lime pie, though.
The key lime pie was like the graham cracker crust.
I can't even speak.
Was unbelievable. My mouth is so wet right now because I'm just thinking about eating Joel's meat.
Hell yeah.
Go Raiders.
Wait, I have a quick question. Before you leave,
Hold on.
if you were to rate it, would you give Joel's Chophouse a boom or a doom?
A boom!
There you go. There you go.
Go bicep flexes for the fans.
Big boom from Marshall Green. Make sure you don't miss out on getting yourself boomed.
Tell John Scheffler I better see him on the live tonight.
Scheffler, Marsh said he better see you on the live tonight. He's calling his shot. He said he's going hard and he's not going home. Giggity. Going hard and he's not going home. But for real, if you want to hang out with me and Mitch and have maybe one of the best dinners that you'll ever have, Joel's Chophouse is where it's at. This is the last time we're really going to be promoting this because we already talked to Joel and he said it's almost full. So we can really only promote it like once or twice more. But
yeah,
just letting you know.
Yeah, I talked to Joel. I said, how many people put down a reservation? And it's a nice steakhouse. It's not the biggest one that I've ever been to. And I said, like, you know, we're gonna pack the house. So far the nation's been showing out. And if you've been waiting, I'll wait to get it. Don't wait. Like I'm telling you right now, I don't want you to miss the opportunity.
Malachi, just make the reservation for that night. I'll put the link in there again for you.
Just put
make the
Raiders
reservation
report
for that night and just put in the comment section underneath Raiders report.
Yep. Raiders report. That way he knows that we sent you, and then that way he'll hook you up.
8/14 at 9 p.m.
Yep. August 14th, 9 p.m.
August 14th.
So Chuggs and I, we're going to go out to the practice. We're going to be there with David Zahn, Taino Raider, and we'll probably get to Allegiant Stadium somewhere around 4:30, 5 o'clock. We're going to head in, enjoy the practice, watch it a little bit, have a good time, and then afterwards, we're literally going to head back to our hotel. We're going to get cleaned up, And then we're going to meet the nation there at 9 o'clock. We'll probably get there at like 8:45 just so everyone knows exactly where to go. And
get a pre-dinner bump.
I'll get an old fashioned, but you can get a bump if you want. Kurgan, did you spin these yet? Noah Santana wants to spin.
I was waiting for you.
And Yoda Jenkins wants a spin. Shot clock. Why didn't anybody get Jimmy G's jokes? It went over their head. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yoda, also, right before the show started, your comments, because Yoda was commenting Raiders a lot, try to be our August comment king, which I actually got to double check to see how many Yoda got. And he's the one that reminded me, because every comment, since I've been doing the August comment king thing, I have notifications for comments now. So when you guys comment, like John Butson commented 167 times the other day, when I turned my phone on, it was literally just like, John Butson. So before we started our live show, I saw Yoda Jenkins, and it was just Yoda Jenkins. And I was like, oh, shit, that reminds me. I need the update account.
Go.
No.
Go.
I'm good. I'm in the clear, baby.
All right, so we have 2 more spins. Should we do them as we go, or should we do
I'll pour it up for you. I got you.
Well, we'll do Uno
I'm looking
Mas.
out for you.
Or Dos Mas.
Dos Mas.
So that was one is Chug's Fireball. Are you shitting me?
Another one! Tequila. All right, what do we give them? Do we give them the 1800, or do we go Patron? Type P for Patron or 18 for 1800. Let me know down below. What do you want? What would you rather have? Come on.
Dude, are you shitting me?
Come on! Another one for the Belize! Da-na-da-na-da-da-na-na. Da-na-da-na-da-da-na. All right, double or nothing. This next one, double or nothing.
All right.
Whatever, if it lands on...
Whoever it lands on has to do 2 of them.
Correct. But you still have to do your other ones.
Yeah, this is...
That's the tequila.
Tequila.
Double or nothing. Double or nothing, Chuggs! Double or nothing, Chuggs! Let's go! Oh, no. It would be a terrible thing if it happened again. So what? Every 20 is a wheel spin.
So now I owe this and then 2 Fireball shots.
Well, technically 3.
What?
Well, the other... Oh, no, because of the double or nothing. I see what you're saying. No, you're good. Tequila. Bro, I haven't had tequila. Dude, they were talking about it the other day. The amount of tequila shots we did in Mexico. I'm going to fill this up to the brim. That's going to count as 2.
I need this first.
You're good. I'm going to fill it up to the brim. I don't know if you guys can see how full that is.
Water. This is water.
I don't know if you can see how full that is, but this shit's full.
Oh, nice.
That's 2. That's a double.
Mitch is like, let me fill it all the way to the
Don't
top.
spill it on the computer, though.
Yeah, if you could just drink that over the computer, that'd be great.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, I can't have it.
What?
Do you ever like put a shot up and then you just get the fumes first?
Yes. I get it with tequila. Fireball doesn't bother me, and I laugh because Robert Jansen is actually how I feel when Alex goes, hey, I got a shot. And she gives me this grin, and I'm like, oh, I get that grin. And I'm like, what is it? And then a real tequila face. Like, I'm actually like a prideful person when I take a shot where I'm like, I don't want to make that face.
Can we...
Tequila, I make that face. I have no problem doing it.
I want to do it for 60 more seconds of a $10 shot clock.
$10 shot clock.
Because I wanted to land on the Hawaii. So we go to this Hawaiian restaurant around here, and they were super late on getting us our food, so they gave us this free Hawaiian drink. Hawaiian Sun. It's guava, passion fruit guava nectar.
$100 super chat, you shotgun it. Or not shotgun it, you beer bong it.
I'll do that.
He's like,
$100, I'll beer bong it.
Dude, what?
But I wanted
do you think it's tough, though? Do you think it's carbonated?
Might give me...
Dude, this is freezing.
Might give me a sugar rush. Look at the...
Dude, you're going to be tweaking.
It's like...
That's a lot of sugar.
70% of your daily sugar allowance.
Yeah, this is...
But I've been wanting to try it, and it's been sitting in the fridge for the past, 3
How do you
weeks.
pronounce that? Paso guava nectar? Paso guava nectar?
If you've had one of these, the Hawaiian Sun drinks, Let me know if it's good. I've been wanting to try it. I haven't had it yet.
Cheryl and Goots is in.
Oh, Chef.
Oh! Kurgan! Bang!
All right.
Take it down.
I'll leave a little bit so you can try it.
I was going to say, I do want to try it. If you don't spam Kurgan, get the hell out of here. I got Jake Serb, Night Devil, Yoda, Can't Get Right, Raider Rudy, Live Oakland. If you're having a good time today, imagine this with just like 10,000 people on Saturday.
If you want to try a little bit of it.
It's going to be wild, bro.
Little cheers.
Hey, L'Chaim. Bro, I'll say this right now.
That's delicious. I mean, it's 80% sugar, but
I would rather chug beers than chug that, because I actually think if you drank if you did a 6-pack of those, that would be bad. That's really, I love sweet. That's super sweet. That mixed with like mezcal though, like a good tequila. You mix that actually with Patron or 1800. I bet that's a good shot.
Holy shit, Live Oak, you're
What?
hilarious. Look at Live Oak's comment.
Kurgan, you owe me a change of pants. The question is, which way? Type F, Type B. You guys let me know.
Chef was asking about this. We actually did hit 200 likes, so I do owe another song.
All right, so first super chat that comes in, or you guys can comment. If nobody super chats, I don't want people to always think you have to super chat. The way that we do it on Thursday night, and the reason why I wanted to do it today is because when we go live for Thursday night football games, we do shit shows, is what we like to call them.
Drake!
And if somebody sends in a super chat, you get to pick Chuggs a song, or you comment.
Drake Jungers said he's proposing tomorrow. Shout out to Drake. You recently proposed? Any tips or anything you want to say to Drake?
Genuinely, practice how to lie. Like I'm actually a very truthful person. Like when it comes to Alex, and she'll always tell you I cannot lie to her. I'm bad at it. Genuinely, I'm really bad at it. So that day you lie to. I always laugh. You never lie more to that person that you're about to ask to marry you more than in that day. And if you're not somebody that lies a lot to your significant other, hopefully you're not, genuinely, you should practice with it, which it sounds crazy, but I did. I spent probably 30 minutes, I'm not kidding you, this is embarrassing, but 30 minutes lying about what her and I were going to have to deal with throughout the date. Because, you're going out to dinner, you're wearing the thing that you want to wear.
Kurgan said...
She asked me, she goes, can I wear this out to dinner? So imagine if Danny asks you, can you wear this out to dinner? And Alex looked beautiful in this dress. But I knew it wasn't the dress that she wanted to wear, if she was proposed to. She had 3 dresses that I knew I had to tell her she's got to be in one of those. How do you tell your significant other that you can't wear that?
You look ugly as shit right now.
Dude, I had to practice it. So I go,
she comes in and
I want you to match me.
She comes in a dress, and you're just next.
Next.
Love that show.
Dude, that was a great show. But I had to practice where I was I want you to match me and I want us to get an Instagram picture.
Best part of the show when they were introducing everybody and it came up with the 3 facts. It's I play baseball, I'm 6'4", and I love bathing in apple juice.
Yes. Dude, that's hilarious.
I only clip my toenails on Tuesdays.
Every time it was like that. I can pick 3 grapes up with my butthole. That was always the third one on
Rock and jock.
Drink rum like a true Raider. It's a pirate's life. See, I like rum on vacation, but I feel if I drink a lot of rum doing this show, it's going to F up my stomach.
Go!
Shit.
Go!
Yeah. Dang it. All right.
Go! And a reminder, before we get into this next segment, which is going to be top players to watch during the game for Vikings-Raiders, which... Reminder, everybody watching this live, we're going to film this and we're going to put it out on a later date.
Yep.
So Mitch is going to say the Raiders-Vikings game today.
Yep.
Obviously, the Raiders and Vikings are not playing today. We're putting it out on the game day, so...
Saturday. The video that I'm about to record, we're going to go out on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Chuggs and I were off tomorrow, so that's why. And we're also off on Sunday, but we'll be here on Saturday for game day.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to be able to get a video in that morning before we go.
Just because... I know there's going to be people like, what is this guy talking about? The
Yeah.
Raiders don't play today.
Yeah. You should try a water ball instead of fireball. Is that those like, or is that you just saying like water? Like we should drink water? Maybe. What are those like little balls? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, buzz balls.
Buzz balls. That's what I'm thinking of.
I've actually never had one.
I've had them. They're not good. At least I don't think they're very good. I think it tastes like bad college alcohol.
Really?
My opinion, just me. Yes, they mean water. Fair enough. All right, let's do one more segment here. It's Raiders Happy Hour. We're partying. I also just saw David Zahn step into the room. So anytime anybody sees Zahn step in, make sure you guys show the King of Mount Raider more a little bit of love. What's up, Zahn? It's good to see you, brother. Can't wait for next Wednesday. Wednesday with Zahn is going to be nuts, dude. I hope you're prepared.
Bring your Pampers.
Bring your drinking pants. And honestly, maybe a few other pants as well. You never know what you're going to get into with Zahn.
I can't wait to see you and Zahn just crack back those old fashions. It's not for me. I'm not an old-fashioned guy.
Zahn likes J-Mo. John is he's a big Jameson fan. Big Jameson fan, which, I don't even know if you're an old-fashioned guy, to be honest with you. I don't remember. I remember he was ripping back Jameson like a madman.
Zahn, do you like old-fashions? Also, do you like the drink?
Yes. Zahn, I'll tell you this. Zahn, he's a sucker for a good Bud Light.
Zahn...
Dude, he loves a good Bud Light.
Zahn drinks Bud Lights almost every night.
Yep, dude.
With a little bit of chicken fry.
He actually doesn't even need a bottle opener. Zahn can actually open a Bud Light. No hands. It's unbelievable. It's kind of wild, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. Shout
out to Zahn.
Coming up, the top 10 players on offense and defense to watch today, Saturday, against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go through. I'm going to tell you who I'm going to be looking at, who y'all are going to be looking at, because if you see anybody out there going, Mitch, it's just a preseason game. I watch these preseason games for certain players. I want to see some tendencies. I want to see some strengths, some weaknesses. These are going to be guys that hopefully impact our team. And if anybody doesn't think that all of our guys are going to play, Antonio Pierce said that every Raiders player is playing in the preseason. I'm not saying that means everybody's going to play against Minnesota, but these are going to be the players that I'm looking for. So coming up here on today's show, let's talk about it. Top 10 players, offense, defense. Let's get it going. Raider Nation, it's game day. I'm Mitchell Renz, host of the Raiders Report. And coming up here on today's show, we got the top 10 players on offense and defense to watch today against the Minnesota Vikings. If you know somebody out there that goes, dude, it's only a preseason game, I don't give a shit. I bleed silver and black 365. It's in the name for a reason. And these are the players that I'm excited to watch today on both sides of the football, because this might be the only opportunity for a lot of players that they get to put on a helmet, that they get that opportunity to rock the silver and black. So when you go out there, don't play with the vanilla defense. Go out there and play your freaking heart out, clanging and banging for AP, and make sure that you're representing Raider Nation proud. So the Raiders and Vikings, both very interesting game, and the reason why, a lot of quarterback competition, which I said, since there's a lot of quarterback competition, and the one QB that always gets brought up when I talk about Aidan O'Connell is Rich Gannon. So you know what, Chuggs? We're going to give away a signed Rich Gannon helmet today. Saturday, when the Raiders and Vikings tune in. If you're not subscribed, you got a 0% chance to win a signed Rich Gannon helmet. If you want to pull up, have a good time, I guarantee you this, we're going to get over 100,000 people today. We're going to get a ton of Raider fans here. If you miss party in Oakland style, if you can't make it out to the game in Minnesota and you want to rock with Raider Nation, I'm going to bring the energy. The question is, are y'all going to match it with me? Let's go here. We're going to go from 10 all the way down to 1, and these are the top 10 players on offense, and then I will go to the defensive side of the football of the top 10 players that the nation should watch. At number 10, I got DJ Turner at receiver. I want to see how they use him. He's a lock to make this roster and has done a really good job being able to separate himself from some of these other, we'll call them UDFA first-year receivers. Turner, I want to see how he works with Minshew, and I also want to see how he works with Aidan O'Connell. Let's go to offensive tackle here, Thayer Munford, and one of the best battles in this game here is going to be between Munford and it's going to be between DJ Glaze. Spoiler alert, Glaze is going to be coming up here on this show a little bit. But I still want to see what Munford does. I'm actually also curious to see if they use him at any other positions. I'm a believer where If your offensive line has to rely on Cody Whitehair to be your starting left guard, I would be more comfortable you kicking Thayer Munford over to the left side, letting DJ Glaze, the kid that you drafted in the 3rd round, let him test it out in the preseason a little bit. Let's see what you got in him. But I'm going to be looking at Thayer Munford as a right tackle, and I want to see if they use him anywhere else on that offensive line. Let's go to number 8 here. It's Michael Mayer, and a lot of attention going to be around Brock Bowers, no doubt about it. But Mayer also deserves his love. He was listed as a starter in that 12 personnel in the depth chart when the Raiders just released it. He's lost a little bit of weight, and I don't think people understand how actually talented Mayer is. Being a first-year tight end in the NFL is extremely tough. When your head coach is Josh McDaniels, it's probably a little bit more difficult. When you go through literally a coaching change halfway through the season, probably makes it even more difficult. And this is going to be his first offseason that he's not surrounded by a bunch of other BS. He can concentrate on doing his thing. He's a lot more motivated, and I just can't wait to see how much better he looks, because based off of the things that I've already seen and I've heard, he is clearly, and I mean clearly, in much better shape and motivated this season. Let's go to number 7 here. It's Trey Tucker. I know Tucker is an unbelievable athlete. I want to see how they use him on special teams and on the offense. A lot of pre-snap motion is one of the things that I'm hoping that Luke Getsy is able to implement. And I know it's preseason. I know that we might not show everything, but I do want to see Trey Tucker do a little bit pre-snap motion. And then if he gets his opportunities, does he come down with it? Early on last season, remember, he struggled with a little bit of drop issues, but then as the season went on and on, especially those final 4 weeks, he got a little bit of that confidence. When Tucker's a confident player, I would not want to go up against him, because in a phone booth, I'm not putting a hand on him. Neither are y'all. But when he doesn't have that confidence, it does shake up a little bit. Rambo Keaton is going to come in here at number 6, and this is somebody that I had making my 53-man roster. This is a player that has really impressed a lot of coaches out there, and is somebody that AP has wanted to see a little bit more of. He has taken advantage of Devontae Adams being away. He took advantage of Jalen Guyton being away on PUP list. Now, all those players are back, minus Devontae at the time I'm recording this. I still don't have an update on whether or not he's had his 3rd child yet, his baby boy. But for a player like Keaton as a UDFA, if you really go out there and you show up in training camp, you show up in the scrimmage like he's done this past week, and then you go out there and you do it on game day, that's where I'm going to look at all y'all and I go, you know what? He's doing it there, he's doing it there, he's doing it here. Yeah, he might be the real deal. So tell me down below, and it's going to be the pinned comment here on today's show, which Raiders player are you most excited to watch today? There's got to be one. Are you going to go with the chalk answer? Gardner Minshew, Aidan O'Connell. Are you going to go with a rookie? Are you going to go with a player that we signed? Or are you just going to go with somebody that you love watching that guy play football? Which Raiders player are you most excited to watch today? My answer, I'm actually most excited to watch Antonio Pierce. Let's go to number 5 here. I'm going to go with DJ Glaze. It is an elite name, and I'll tell you what, he continues to get starting reps there at right tackle, and I want to know how the Raiders use him. Do they use him with the ones? Do they implement him with only Dylan Parham at right guard? How does he handle going up against another team? How does he handle going up against Brian Flores, who historically has brought a lot of blitzes? I believe Minnesota last season led the NFL in blitz rate. So for a young rookie that I had him listed as an offensive guard, DJ, I know you watch the show. I'm going to message you probably after the show and after the game. But I want to know, like, when you hear somebody say, I don't know if you could play offensive tackle, do you carry that chip on your shoulder because you've been impressing a lot of coaches? How do you do it against somebody else? I can't wait to see the young rookie get it done. Let's go to number 4 here. It's Dylan Laube. If there's been hype around any Raiders player this offseason, it has probably been Laube. I mean, New Hampshire running back, the only back in his entire conference drafted into the NFL. AP has said that the talent is translated, but you've also heard, the other side of it. Vic Tafer has said that, Amir Abdullah is still the RB3, and they were just trying to get a little bit more work out of Laube. Is the hype real? What does it look like? And I need to see how the Raiders try to go out there and use him. Speaking of using him, I want to see Brock Bowers line up in a bunch of different ways. And maybe you don't expose everything that you're going to do in the preseason, but this is a player that I anticipate lines up just about every single place on our offense, maybe outside of offensive line. And shit, I mean, he's going to be blocking, but he's going to line up as a fullback. He's going to line up as a receiver. You can line up as an X, Y. I don't care what letter of the alphabet it is. Brock Bowers can do it. But just to be able to go out there and watch him do his thing and just, I think when people look at Bowers, I'm going to say it's the Hunter Renfrow aspect where you look at Hunter Renfrow, you go, that guy can do my taxes. You look at Brock Bowers, you go, that guy can do my taxes. But when you watch him play football, you're like, That guy's the tight end in the NFL. And in fact, he's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. Let's go to number 2 here. I got Gardner Minshew. I'll tell you what, if there's anybody I'd like to sit down at Joel's Chophouse with and maybe have a nice little dinner with, maybe some extracurriculars, it's Gardner Minshew. And he's definitely probably down to do it as well. When it comes to Minshew, though, it's not only Minshew. I'm going to put it right here. It's Aidan O'Connell, right? Like, Aidan is the number 1 player on the offensive side of the football. I am most excited to see. Gardner is number 2. And I think if any other Raider fan tells you otherwise, that's fine. I'm going to say that I don't know if I believe you. I need to be able to understand. Like, there's that old meme, and I bring up the meme a lot. It's like what your girlfriend thinks you're thinking about and what keeps you up late at night. These 2 guys are keeping me up late at night because I don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback of the team. And quite frankly, if I was a coach, I wouldn't tell you who's the starting quarterback of the team until we're about 2 days away from playing the Chargers because I don't want to tip my hand at all. But I have been driving myself nuts. Is the defense good or the Raiders quarterback's bad? Is Aidan good or Aidan then the next day struggles? It has been a roller coaster ride of emotion with this QB battle, and I just want to see how they look, who they're throwing to, and it's going to be fun to watch them on Saturday, no doubt about it. Also, Jeremy, something else that's been driving me nuts a little bit is recently, I looked the other day and I realized that we had 2 Netflix accounts. Yeah, Alex, I know you're watching. I know we only have 1 now, but we had 2, and I don't know how long we had 2 Netflix accounts. My point is this. If you need to be able to cancel some unnecessary subscriptions, Rocket Money is for you. If you're somebody that wants to be able to manage your budget, check your credit score, guess what? They can also lower bills for you. It's why I love Rocket Money, and I love everything that they're able to do here for the Raiders Report and for the entire nation. So with Rocket Money, I got full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of all of my expenses. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with just a few taps. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills that you can grow your savings. So, nation, stop wasting money on things that you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. That's rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. Rocket Money has helped over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So, I think the other thing I'll always tell people is, genuinely, how many subscriptions do you have? Do you know how many you have? I had no idea. I had double the amount of subscriptions that I had. And the reason why that's important is because you don't realize sometimes how much money you actually spend on something until it's literally listed out in front of you. It's an unbelievable app. It will help you save money. That I can promise you. It has helped me save quite a bit. rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. Let's go to the defensive side of the football. Jack Jones coming in here at number 10. And Jones is one of the most intriguing players here. And I say that because are they going to use him as a kick returner? Are they going to use him as a punt returner? Is he going to be kicking the football off with these new kickoff rules? They've been using him that way from time to time at practice. We know that he's a good corner. Is he ready to be a great corner? How does he look? I want to see the swagger. Jack Jones is probably the swaggiest guy we got on our team right now, and I want to see him bring it, man. Let's go to number 9 here. I got Charles Snowden. He's fighting for that 53-man roster spot. He is a training camp winner. He's been a player that is impressing. He also has some connections with some of our coaches out there. So is Snowden able to use some of that big body athletic build? Is it really helping him being able to work with some of these players for an entire 365 days? Snowden battling for a spot. Really, really pulling for him. Let's go to a rookie. Drafted him in the 7th round out of Pitt. MJ Devonshire right now is listed behind Nate Hobbs as the 2nd slot corner. He's a really athletic player. It's still a little bit raw, but I like these type of guys because I trust AP and I trust Patrick Graham. I trust Ricky Manning, one of the best, I think, young and up-and-coming cornerback coaches in the league. I trust Gerald Alexander, our safeties coach, which is why I'm also excited to see how Trey Taylor plays this upcoming game because Taylor, the Jim Thorpe Award winner out of Air Force, he was somebody that had a little bit of, Kermit the Frog issue, maybe got a frog in his throat. I don't know what it was, but I also don't mind it. I don't love it. But at the same time, I don't want people to only think about Trey Taylor as Kermit the Frog. Now, I think with a preseason game, you get that one rolling. And then you start going, all right, this kid's a really good football player. He's got a great head on his shoulders. Going to be a leader in the NFL for quite some time. But, how does the Jim Thorpe Award winner look against some NFL talent? That's going to be a fun battle to watch. Let's go to number 6 here. I got Tommy Eichenberg, and it's another rookie. And believe it or not, I'm just excited to see a lot of these rookies play. How do they look in our brand new system? What does number 45 look like being able to react to plays? We know that he's not the most athletic linebacker. We've heard it time and time again. But then again, he just always finds himself around the football. Is he somebody that right away you can see show some leadership? One of the things I look for in a middle linebacker is, are you able to just corral a bunch of guys and be that guy that we know that can potentially wear a green dot? Antonio Pierce, when he spoke about Eichenberg early on when he drafted him, said that could be a guy that could wear a green dot. Here's an opportunity to go out there and show us to see if it's going to happen. All right, y'all, which Raiders rookie are you most excited to watch on Saturday? Are you most excited to watch Brock Bowers? I don't think we're going to see Jackson Powers-Johnson. DJ Glaze, DeCamerion Richardson, Tommy Eichenberg, Dylan Laube, MJ Devonshire, or I guess any of the UDFAs out there as well. Which Raiders rookie are you most excited to watch on Saturday? Let me know down in the comments. The rookie that I'm most excited to watch is probably Brock Bowers, man. I mean, I'm excited to see him move around the football field. I think it's also just that part of, I want one of our first-round picks to work out so damn bad that it's almost like killing me at this point. I want to see Bowers go out there and do his thing, but quite frankly, I want to see all of our rookies because I've heard a lot of good things about this rookie class. Also, I've heard a lot of good things about people pulling up and getting ready to hang out with Jeremy and I. If anybody wants to join a free watch party in North Carolina, chatsports.com/week1. Tons of prizes. Maybe some Raiders legends there. That's all I'm going to say. And also, you're going to be able to hang out with Jeremy Chuggs and I. You can see the event. That's what this video is right now. So this is called the Back Then Bar and Grill. It's an inside-outside area. Really fun environment for a game day experience. Tons of TVs, awesome food, great drink deals. And as you can see, that open bar there. There is a stage as well, which I believe is where Jeremy and I are going to be at. I think we're also close to the dartboard as well. Please don't hit me with the dart. But, like, you're going to be able to hang out with us. We're going to be able to do all that fun stuff. Also, on top of the chatsports.com/week1 event, which, again, it's free to come to. So if you want to pull up, if you want to win some prizes, the prizes are also going to be free. You literally just have to be there and have a pulse for a chance to win. On top of that, though, we're also going to be doing a Top Golf event, which is going to be on Saturday before. So if you're like, Mitch, I can only get out there Saturday. Hey, Top Golf, you can get your tickets, enter to win the raffle. Chatsports.com/topgolf is the link, and all those links and every link that you hear me talking about on today's show in the comments, in the description of today's show. Shout out to the North Carolina fans, Autumn Abyss, for bringing Chuggs and I out there. And if you guys pack the house, my goal is this. I want to be able to travel to more and more cities across the world and do watch parties for Raider Nation. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm hopefully, if we pack this house, we can keep on doing it. Let's go to number 5 here, Isaiah Pola-Mao. And Isaiah Pola-Mao is a fun safety that continues to get better and better and better out of USC. Obviously has those connections with Troy Polamalu, which I'm almost kind of curious to see if that's been helping him out a little bit. But, like, you can see how versatile of a player he is. Put on a little bit of weight last season to play that safety linebacker hybrid role. And he's just going to be somebody that this defense is, you know, they're going to use a lot. They're going to put him in different situations, and he's going to be a dude that I want to see line up in the box. He's going to be a guy I want to see line up as a linebacker, somebody that I want to see line up as an outside potential edge rusher. The versatility that he brings, it's one of the perfect guys, I think, for Patrick Graham. Coming in here at number 4 is DeCamerion Richardson, and my initial expectation when the Raiders drafted him was he was really just going to be a long, athletic, lanky corner that you could use for special teams. He has been working a little bit behind Ja'Cory Bennett and has shown some some signs of a rookie. If he can be athletic and you just allow him to be athletic, he doesn't have to think, he can go out there and he can do his thing. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Ja'Cory Bennett, where there's a lot more thinking and just instead of going out there and reacting. If he goes up against a tactical route runner, somebody who's just like, can carve him up with a route, maybe not the best athlete, that's where he struggles. But I kind of want to see how he handles going up against somebody like that in a preseason game. At number 3, I'm going to go with Byron Young here at defensive tackle. Was drafted in the 3rd round last season. Somebody that I have heard is starting to figure it out. Well, here's an opportunity to prove it to me and to the entire nation how much he's actually truly figuring it out, because if you're only going to keep a certain amount of DTs, and if a guy like Marquand McCall is truly listed over somebody like Matthew Butler, and if Tyree Wilson is going to get these reps, if Byron wants to make a shot, he's got to do it this season. Another player that needs to have a bounce-back year, second-year guy, Ja'Cory Bennett, and I would say he is the no-doubt cornerback 3 as it stands right now next to Jack Jones, next to Nate Hobbs. And because of that, he's going to get his opportunities out there right away, and he's starting to get some of that confidence back. But can he make plays on the football? Can he avoid getting burnt? Because sometimes, and it's probably one of those things that you deal with when you're a rookie. Your entire career, you've been able to play one way because your recovery speed, your athletic ability has been able to get you by. Well, now if you make that same mistake, now you get burned in the NFL. He's got to limit the big plays against him, and if he can just keep people in front of him, bend but don't break, our defense is good where people are eventually going to break. But the number one player that I'm the most excited to see on the defensive side of the football, that's going to be Tyree Wilson. Wilson had a little bit slow of a start to camp, but as it got going, it got better and better and better. This is somebody who's been working a lot with Max Crosby, been working a lot with Christian Wilkins, and there are spurts where you can really, really see it. He needs to be more consistent, and I think that that's one of the reasons why this coaching staff wants him to work with the guys that they're working with so much, but he just needs to be a little bit more consistent, and if he's able to go out there, get it done, make a few big plays, because he's been making some big plays these past few days at practice. Tyree Wilson, that's the guy I want to watch against the Minnesota Vikings. So one more time here are the top 10 players to watch versus the Vikings on the offensive side of the football, and then the top 10 players to watch on the defensive side of the ball. If I missed anybody, if you're like, Mitch, I don't know how you didn't add this guy, or you're way too high on this guy, believe it or not, I think it's one of the cool parts about this show. Reminder, follow me on IG, follow me on Twitter. I'll be posting some live reactions to the preseason game and all season long. And also, we got a lot of news and updates on those social media platforms as well. So from me, from Jeremy Chuggs, we're going to see you guys here in a few hours when the Raiders and Vikings play. Reminder, we're going to be live an hour before kickoff. Make sure you bring your screaming voices. Make sure you guys bring your drinking pants. But most importantly, make sure you bring that Raider Nation heart because we're going to need it today. What's up, Noah Santana? You guys make me want to be Zahn's young Padawan. The Zahn young Padawan. That's crazy. A young Padazon? Is that what it would be called? A young Padazon? I think that's what it would be. A young Padazon. Which maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Noah, I know Noah's going to be there. Sancho, what's up, brother? Ron Justice. Brock Bowers. What's up, OC? Sup, Mitch? You or anyone else here going to open night practice August 20th at Allegiant? I'll be there. Raiders! Unfortunately, we will not be there. We're going to be there on the 14th, and then we're going to do that dinner afterwards. But, I mean, I would love to be able to go. It's just I have a schedule conflict on that week, so I'm unable to do it. But hey, if anybody's going out there, hit up OC. You guys can have a time. Scheffler, Mitch, I know you're a man that likes deals. $10 wheel shots. Let's see if the challenge is accepted. I feel like we already did it.
Yeah, we did. I'm down to put up another clock, do another 60 seconds if you're down.
60 seconds. All right. So I'm just
how about this? Oh, actually, I can.
What?
69 seconds.
69 seconds on the clock for you, Chef. Only for you, Chef.
Starting in, I'll let you do the countdown.
Trace,
you're a big countdown guy.
Dos, uno, let's ride.
69 seconds.
What does that mean? I'm a big countdown guy.
You love the countdown, for duck races and stuff like that. You're a big countdown guy.
Interesting. I never knew that was a thing about me.
Hey, you learn something new every day.
Ryan Bass, you in. Anthony Green, you are in. $20 Venmo right now to win $250 here on the Raiders Report. I feel like this is cheating, but I'll accept it. Joan Scheffler! Bang! All right, Chef. So here's my question, though. Does that count as he wants wheel spins, or does he want a beer bong? Because in my mind, that's a beer bong.
It's beer bong. You should have sent in 10 tens.
And that's what I'm saying. That's a beer bong to me, because then, to me, that's a bang. It's not, if you don't want it to count as a bang, I won't count it as a bang if you want 10 spins. So I guess, Chef, you let me know. Oh, Christ. Matt Blue, he said, start with 2 and let's get this thing going. OC, get it in, Mitch. I've been trying, man. I've been trying. Yoda Jenkins, that's a wheel shot. What's the difference between Josh McDaniels and a bucket of poop? A bucket.
The bucket.
That's dumb, but that's amazing. That made me laugh way too hard.
Tryvan!
Tryvan wants 2 more. You ever read something so dumb and you're like, I shouldn't laugh at that, but it made me laugh. It made me laugh. And then David Zornbein.
26.
All right, hey. That's a lot of wheel spins. That's 26 wheel spins. So how about this? Every one we do is double or nothing.
Okay.
Just that way we speed it up a little bit. It's a lot. I want 10 shots from Scheffler. He's like, I want 10 shots.
Okay.
All right. I got you. Hey, I got you. I think you guys set us up a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
I went ahead and did something to even it out for us.
Let's say Chuggs. Oh, it says Chuggs Pepto. Okay. Let's do it. Everything is double or nothing. Everything is
20. So we have 13 spins.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of spins. I'll tell you what, not the start you were looking for. Chug's like, we're never doing a wheel again. That's a hefty one. That's a 2-shotter. Raiders report rules, that's a 2-shotter.
12 more spins.
And only 12 more to go. You guys are something else. It's Mitch water. What are you doing? Put your water down. You can't drink. Can I get a sip of your water? I don't have it.
Oh, now you want the water, huh?
Honestly, now would be great.
There we go. We can just use that. Oh, I thought you were. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Get some of that high-quality H2O in there, man.
All right.
Dalton, Mitch, if you could trade for a player right now, who would it be? Oh, boy, it's a great question. If I could trade for any player in the NFL right now, probably Marshawn Lattimore. If it was realistic. I mean, again, it's got to be realistic, right? Like, I can't just be like, oh, I would trade for Patrick Mahomes. That's not realistic.
Oh, that stuff is, I mean,
that one's good.
It's going to give you diabetes, but it's great.
And maybe something else that begins with a D, but if I drink something really sweet and it's like that, it's coming out.
Oh, I was like, what?
What else begins with a D?
9 more.
Diarrhea. 9 more. This is just... I'll tell you what. You guys are getting effed a little bit here. Good. It's karma. This is karma. Would I trade Adams for a QB from Dalton? Who's the QB? Right? Like, if you told me I can get a quarterback that I believe is a legit top 10 QB, you got to entertain the idea.
Let's go.
Bro, I'll tell you what. You guys are getting effed here a little bit.
Oh, Mitch, there we go.
I said, Jugs just wanted the drink.
7 more.
I like this game. So far, I'm in the clear, dude. Oh, you guys got to hate this. You all got to hate this right now. This is unbelievable. This is a legendary run.
You literally jinxed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You literally jinxed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 6 more. L'chaim.
Still spicy, but dude, you put a little bit of that mango in there, or whatever, passion guava.
Let's go! The one I didn't want. That's the one I didn't want.
Oh, that's not good.
The hot sauce.
This is going to be bad for my stomach. Now I need the Pepto. Oh, Jesus. All right, I gotta add
4 more.
just straight hot sauce.
You give me a little of the
Oh.
oh, it's right here. Oh no, that's Mitch Water. You got Mitchell. 3 more.
Honestly, that's not good for the stomach. That's not good for the program.
That's not good for the program.
Oh boy,
Oh my god.
it can't be hot sauce again. Can't be. Oh, that's not good either.
Fire Beezy. 2 more.
Dude, that hot sauce is effing up my I can feel it.
Oh, this might help you actually.
Okay.
Or it might hurt you. I don't know. You said sweet stuff gives you the D.
Well,
Last one.
it can't be worse than that hot sauce. I'll tell you what. Ah, shit.
I'll tell you what.
Shit, I thought it was going to slow down.
Oh,
I'll tell you what.
Adam Sweetie says nothing like a hot sauce and Pepto shot.
Actually, I don't
might-
want to drink out of that anymore.
Might need some Pepto. Didn't you take a Pepto shot earlier? I see you're good. It's like it like coats your stomach. It's a pre.
Yeah, of course.
Little pre-game.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it like that, it makes sense. It does make some sense if you think about it in that way.
Before we head out, before we do any of that, obviously we have to do a duck race.
Oh, yeah.
But make sure you get in. Mitch is going to – I'll give you a second to tally all the rest of the names and send me that list. While Mitch is doing that, I want to hear from you folks at home. We talked about the Raiders that we want to watch. Is there anybody on the Vikings that you are like, I want to see this person?
All right, so Fluhy is no suavemente. Bang! Well, I'll be honest, I didn't even think of the idea of me doing a beer bong. To be honest. We're starting to get to that point, man.
I didn't thought that far yet.
The thoughts, not many of them going on right now.
John Scheffler, this is an old one, but I forgot to put it up. He went full J.G. Wentworth.
Call J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now. 877 cash now. 877 cash now.
It's my money and I need it now.
That Tom Segura skit where you're like, you know exactly who that person is? You know exactly who that person is. It's my money, and I need it now. I want it.
Dude, that was the sick day special whenever I was sick at home watching TV midday. J.G. Wentworth, I don't know what their budget for their commercials and, advertising was, but it was like whoever was in charge was like, I promise you, everything between 1 and 3. You need that time slot.
I feel like I always heard it. My Aunt Wanda, when I used to go stay at her place in the summer, she always Family Feud every day at 10. Price is Right every day at 11.
Dude, yes. Jordan Scott said, it's your money. Use it when you need it.
Dude, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious, man. I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one. We are going to be live, though, on Saturday, so make sure you guys pull up. I also said this. Whoever the MVP is today, which right now it is Chance-tastic. Okay? Chance-tastic right now is the MVP. Whoever's the MVP today, I'm going to wear your jersey on Saturday. So Chance right now is banged 3 times today.
Lord Cameron Abbott. Another Mount Raidermore legend. He said that J.G. Wentworth, that jingle is so hard to forget. Dude, whoever wrote it did a great job.
Yeah.
Call J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now.
Jerry Watson, you got 3 entries in. You're good. I got you. Go
ahead and send me that list if you can.
All right, Anthony Green, Matt Fluhy is in. Dungeon is in. Trivan is in. Charles is in again. All right, final call to get in our duck race. Right now, $20 Venmo. Patrick B said, Mitch, get me in. Patrick B. All right, so now we are at 20 to win, $310. 20 to win, $310. Let me send that to you. It is sent. Somebody's going to win some money today. I don't know who it's going to be. Somebody's going to win some money. Taino, you asked me who we'd keep an eye on the Vikings. Is there anyone on the Vikings that may be on the trade block or release that would improve our roster? That's a good question. I could, our Vikings guys out there, I can go ask them here. Seeps! He's in the zone.
I don't even see him.
He's right there.
Gingy!
Patrick!
Gingy!
CP!
Gingy!
CP!
Gingy!
I think he's walking further away.
Dude.
Unbelievable.
I don't know.
We'll try to get him over here. He might be deaf, though. I'm not sure. He might be. Oh. My goodness.
Ed!
On earth. Ed Robbins said, I'm going to pull up to the scene. Chuggs, which means now we got a new MVP. And on top of that,
Looks like you'll be wearing a Robins jersey.
I'm going to be wearing my Robbins jersey. Also on top of that, Ed now 2 gong rips of the new football season. 2-time gong game. 2-time Gong Gang member. Holy cow.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow. You know what? So I had this thing, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to drink it because we've had it in the fridge for the longest time. So sometimes y'all get mad because Chuggs and I drink a lot of Happy Dads and whatnot. I found this. It's called White Claw Surge. It's 8%. It's not a lot. A little bit more. Ed, let's do it. Let's do it, Ed.
I don't think.
Mitch, what is your boot size? I hear it's 40 ounces. Bang that gong. A boot? All right.
It's up to you. It's truly up to you.
No, I hear you. How many of these do I have? All right, Ed, I'm going to do this. All right?
Little mix-a-rooney with the...
Well, because now it's open. Though, I think...
You kind of have to use it now.
That's what I mean. See, now, though, I think the problem's going to be, am I going to have too much? Oh, dude, this is...
Oh, because it's a bigger can.
Well, is it? Or is it just skinnier?
I don't know.
I think it might be, though. Why is this not coming out right? This can is F, dude. That can was F'd.
Yeah. It was
not coming out.
Giggity.
Giggity.
No, I think it's actually...
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think it's the same. It's just skinny.
I mean, that makes sense, right? It's not as girthy. All right, Ed. I'm going to call this, I'm going to make a game here. I'm going to call it a boot waterfall. If I don't finish this boot, or if somebody does exactly what Ed just did there, before I finish this boot, it's called a boot waterfall, and I got to do another. Does that make sense? So I got to finish this boot. If somebody does exactly what Ed just did, I got to do another. Boot waterfall.
All right.
But if I finish this before it happens, I win.
Should probably start drinking.
Sure.
Zamir White fan, which formerly I believe was wait. You're not on. Sorry, I switched you off. Zamir White fan, which was formerly Josh Jacobs fan. After 6 long months, Raider football is back in just 2 days. 2 days. Those days. John Scheffler. I don't like that John, you tried to F us. What do you want me to say? It's a Thursday before a game day. We weren't really planning on, we had the shots, we had everything going, but we also have other people that are going into the studio after us, so. Oh, you saw it? John, if you want to phone in and do 20 shots by yourself, you can. I'll allow you to do that, buddy. But I don't know. I don't know what you want. Yes, and if y'all don't know, Mitch is going to fill up another boot. Yep, Mitch is going to fill up the other boot. You got to pee first? So, I'll show you what Zahn did here in a second. Make him get a third one going. Tay over or under 105 catches? I'll just go under, not because I don't think Tay is that good or can do it. I think this is going to be more of a running offense in my opinion. Y'all are wild. Y'all are absolutely wild. Too many good targets now. Yeah, I think the tight ends are going to get used a little bit. 105 is a lot. And Devontae's been around that number before. But I think they're going to run the ball a lot more. Luke Getsy's offenses in Chicago were much more predicated on the run than the pass. So I would say I'm going to go under. Like I said, not because I don't believe in Tay, just because this offense, I'm not sure who he's even going to be the starting quarterback. Tay to the Falcons for, nope. Nope. Myers is a beast as well. People forget, dude, yeah, Jacoby Myers, I was guilty of this earlier in the offseason as well. I think because he's so quiet and because he's not like a diva receiver where he's like out there, then what?
So I got Seeps. We got a question earlier that was like, is there anybody that Raider fans should watch for that, like could potentially be on the trade block? Like, I don't know.
Nick Mullins could be a potential starting quarterback for the Raiders.
Everyone go tell Seeps to go after himself.
Actually, Lewis Seen, first-round pick from a couple years ago. They might try to trade him before he gets cut. So
he's what? Safety?
Safety.
Yeah, we're good there.
He sucks.
Dalton Reisner, actually. He's got something in his contract where he gets a signing bonus if he makes the team, but he's not starting right now, so they may cut him or try to deal him. So
yeah, that'd be interesting. Reisner, offensive guard. So, Seeps, we're playing a game, and it's called the boot waterfall. So, the boot waterfall is if somebody sends in 500 in the amount of time that it takes me to drink that boot, I got to do another. So I'm already one in. Ed Robbins got me the first time. This guy got me a second time. Oh, David Zorn! David
Zone!
I tried to get cute. Zon joins the Gong Gang for 2024. Ed Robbins, though, got a comfortable lead for our August Bang race. David Zon, that actually makes Zon our MVP for today. So technically tomorrow I would wear David Zon's jersey. Tomorrow. So here's how this has got to go. I'm going to get an opportunity to do this boot. And only because it's Zon, I did its favorite. You got if David Zon ever asks you for a beer, you get him nothing but Bud Light. And the warmer the better. I heard it goes down easier. It's Bud Light. I'm going to try this, man. This is going to be a bumpy road. The fact that I'm doing this 2 days before Saturday is going to be crazy, but we're going to do it. I got a wedding thing tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're going to power through. All right. So here's the game. As soon as I start, as soon as it hits the lips, the waterfall game continues. I'm beating you. This one's going down.
Nobody clip Mitch just saying, I'm beating you. Don't clip that.
This one's going down.
Can you not clip that, please? David's on, bro. You owe me some huggies. Live Oak. Oh, that's good. Will somebody get Mitch? This is the closest I get to drinking, so drink up. 7-8 wins this year. Ron Justice got him. Jason Goots, hammer time. Rebel says, I got it clipped. Woo! Ron Justice says, check the Venmo. Again? You might have to check it again.
Dude. I'm not kidding you. That was close. That almost came up. Dude, that was close. That was probably one of the closest I've ever been to throwing up on this show. No joke. There's no joke. Oh. We're good. I don't got any Venmos. We made it. The waterfall ended. Dude, that was tough. I'm not going to lie. I'm hurting. That was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do on the show. I would rather eat the chip. Actually, I don't know if that's true. If I had to do another one, I might say I'd rather eat the chip. So here's my deal to the nation, okay? At the start of this show, I said I'd give you guys a deal. A deal in terms of what it would take for me to eat that fucking chip again. Oh, dude, it's the hottest chip in the world. 2 people hit the gong today. Okay? 2 people hit the gong today. It's going to be if 4 people hit the gong on Saturday, I'll do the chip. You think that's fair?
Ooh.
If 4 people hit the gong on Saturday, if you don't know what the chip is, look it up. It's the chip challenge. I did it before. but they always break out a new one. Every year you guys ask me to do it. It's like, it's an insane thing. So, there was something really scary that happened in like the last month with the chips. That's why I'm like cautious of it. That's why I'm a little cautious. What are you doing?
I'll tell you later.
Chuggs over here taking pictures of himself. I don't know what he's doing. Who do you think he sends him to? Dude, I'll tell you this, though. Wild, wild day. So, I think the only way that we could do this now is a duck race, and then we got to get out of here. Because if I do another waterfall, I'm liable to just go with it. We're going to coast right on through this thing.
Oh, my God. Okay.
All right. So
did you send me all the names?
I want to say yes, but I also know that answer is no. So Zach Martin is in. Final call to get in, 20 to get in. Right now, you would get in, and you would win $320. So I put an extra hundo in there. So who wants in? If you want in, here's your final chance. Dude, I'll tell you what. Saturday's game, I'll also say this. I've done this in years past, and I'm not going to do it this year, where, like, on game days, I'm not going to get, like, this. Like, this is too much on a game day. It is. Thursday night football, this is the day that you're going to get this version. Game days.
Thursday night football. I can't wait.
Dude, Thursday night football.
Will we have better games than we usually do?
I hope so. I mean, game days, don't get me wrong, are by far my favorite days. My second favorite day is us just getting super, super effed up, watching most of the time shitty Thursday night football. But half the time, like, we don't even talk about the game. We're doing all sorts of other conversations. We do drafts. But I love those shows so much during the season because it reminds me a lot of, like, the off season, the real ones that are watching. And, like, we get to know y'all on a whole nother level. Y'all get to know us on a whole nother level. So I really enjoy those shows. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, that's when you get, like, this drunk, Mitch. Game days this year, it's not going to happen. We're going to drink during tailgate, warm up, and then nothing from there on out. I gotta be better.
We also want to do a lot more giveaways because I feel like
we want to do a lot more. Like, I don't want this show to turn into. Don't get me wrong. I love to have a good time. We love to drink, love to party, but I don't want it to turn into like these guys just get totally blasted all the time. I'm obviously getting older, so this year I promise you this: the giveaways that we do, the raffle prizes that we do, the MVP prizes we do, they're gonna be sick. Like, I don't want to tell you what we're doing Saturday. I kind of already did, but I mean, so we're giving away a signed Rich Gannon helmet, but that's not the only prize. We're giving away more on top of that. So, like, every game day, we're gonna do stuff like that.
Oh, you know what? I'm messaging Zahn right now.
Zahn.
Zahn, after you up with that.
Dude, Zahn is kicking my ass right now. Justin Gilbert, you in? Yeah, I'll tell you this. We're gonna be hanging out with Zahn 6 days from now, and we're gonna meet up with him at probably like 10 a.m. Zahn, I gotta send you that itinerary. I realize I never did. I effed up, but we're gonna go out for lunch. We're gonna go back. We're gonna get ready for practice. We're gonna get to practice probably like 4:35. I texted some of the guys. We got a shot to meet some players before we go. I just gotta see if they're down for it. But I'm excited for practice. I'm excited to walk around Allegiant. You've been in there before. Yeah, you've been in there. You were there for a college game. That was really sick. But, like, being able to hang out with, like, Raider fans, it's always cool to, like, see people who appreciate the show. Like, real talk, like, I don't care how many subscribers this show always gets. I'll always go back to remembering, like, people that were, rocking with us when we had, 10,000 subs, 20,000 subs, and, some of the people that still talk about that. Like, the other day on my IG story, I posted, like, some of my best Raiders Report memories, and one of the guys commented, like, oh, you forgot Hard Knocks. And I was like, dude, you've been watching since 2019. That's mind-blowing. So, like, being able to meet those type of people, people that, watch these shows, and not everybody that comments, super chats, and you meet somebody that watches, believe it or not, it's really, really cool. All right, winner of this race, I'm going to refresh my phone one more time here. Wait a minute here. All right, kind of breaking news here. 49ers are signing Jonathan Garvin to a 1-year deal. Birmingham Stallion player. Did you get Justin Gilbert? He's got to go in. Nathan Wolf's got... Oh, I'm not sending them to you here. All right, Justin Gilbert in. Nathan Wolf in. Okay. So what? We got 24 people in. Winner's going to go home with $340. You guys ready? Can you give me a shuffle? Is there a reason why we got unicorns? I feel like we've never had a unicorn race.
Well, I sang Pink Pony Club earlier, so.
Dude, this thing's getting out of hand. Pink Pony, we had Pepto. It's getting weird. 3, 2, 1, countdown, guy. Let's go. 56 seconds left in this race. Who do you think is going to win based off of what we've seen so far?
I think Anthony Green always has a shot.
I'll tell you this right now. I feel weird watching this. Your wife walks in right now, and this is on screen. Or actually, your wife walks in now, and that's on screen. Way more questions are being raised. You know what I mean? You're like, honey, Anthony, what are you watching right now? 24 seconds to go. Come on, man. I'll tell you what, Dungeon Fitness looks like he's been working out a little bit. Charles G's right there. Trivan, can't count him out. Patrick B's in a good spot. Patrick B's going to shoot up here. Watch this. I'm just kidding, Patrick. I have absolutely no idea what happens here. Jason Goots is running a consistent race, but Zach Martin. I mean, that guy came out of nowhere. I feel bad for Live Oak. No, I don't know what y'all are doing right now. Zach Martin with the win. All right, so there was 24, 340. Zach, oh shit. I need you to be able to confirm that you just received $340. Please, if you could. That'd be dope. Bobbleheads, kinda. Congrats to Zach, man. That's a big win. That's a big win right there. Dude, Live Oak, I'm not going to lie, I thought you had it. I mean, that's one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen. That's like that, there was an Olympic sprinter the other day.
Noah Lyles.
No, not Noah Lyles.
Nope.
He won gold, but he was like in 5th place, and the final was like 45 meters. He was just
all right, so
unbelievable.
We're already getting the preseason.
The preseason week, if anybody wants to get a guaranteed virus, you click on that link. I'll tell you this, guys, right now, and I'm not kidding you. We had a few people last season actually get mad at us because those bots were in our chat. If anytime you see a link like that in our chat, do not click on it, okay? Like, I got to say it just because of what happened last year. If anytime you see a link like that, do not click on it. Tell us. One of the ways that we always tell people to tell us that bots are in our chat is spam B. So, like, if at a point Jeremy and I are doing our thing and we just see a bunch of B's in the comment section, that tells us immediately, all right, there's a bad link in the chat. We go, we find it, we delete it, we block them from the channel, and then nobody gets into an issue. Like, I'll say this. I think it's common sense when you see something like that, don't click on it. But it's happened before, and people have gotten mad because, again, it's on our chat. It's in our home here. So if you ever see a link like that, just spam B a shit ton. We'll tell you all to spam B, get rid of the bots, and then that way we can see it, find it, block them, and then we're so on and so forth. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Help us out a little bit because, I mean, y'all are OGs. You know what I mean? Like, you're watching Raiders Report in the middle of August, June, July. Y'all are OGs. Y'all know what to do. But you're going to start to see when we start getting, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 people in a chat, and they don't know what to do. They're newbies. You got to show them around the house a little bit. You got to show them how to take care of themselves. That's all I ask. We're a family after all. All right, I'm cooked. I'm sure y'all can tell. I'll see you guys on Saturday. We're going to probably get this thing rocking. Hour before, maybe a little bit beforehand. I don't know. See how we're feeling here. But for me, David Zahn was the MVP if my math is mathing correctly. So Zahn, I'll be rocking your jersey. During our preseason game last year, in our first preseason game, I agreed to get a Raiders tattoo live on YouTube. This year, I'm going to make a bigger deal than that. Saturday, Raiders, Vikings. I'll see you guys then. I got to get out of here.